The views, information, or opinions expressed during the Geeks Under the Influence podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of RVA Magazine, Loot Crate, amzn.to, or their employees. Listener discretion is advised. Fuck off if you don't like it.
Geeks Under the Influence.
Universe was Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Flashpoint was an awesome way to bring in an alternate reality and so on and so forth.
Well, yeah.
That was different than just back to it. Yeah, instead of just always like bouncing around from Earth to Earth.
See, the weird thing is with Marvel is they took the Ultimate that was a completely separate universe and then said, let's just put it in the regular one.
And Sam Jackson had to fuck it all up by being in the Ultimate Universe.
Right.
And they were just
what was it? The original way they connected Ultimate Universe was zombies, wasn't it? Marvel versus Zombies?
Yeah,
that's how they originally connected everything.
Technically, because you had the zombies show up in the Ultimate Fantastic Four, and then they did a stretch-off book that was just that world.
Yeah.
Which was written by Kirkman.
That's true.
I still figure they were just trying to figure out a way because they had either Ted Danson or Sam Jackson playing the part, and they were like, "Yeah,
no, you got Hasselhoff. You have to have Hasselhoff.
Yeah, don't forget about the Hoff.
Hoff already had his time as the head of Shield.
I still need to see that abortion of a movie.
I have it downloaded.
Oh my god! You have to watch it at least. I'm surprised you haven't watched it.
I know.
Really.
We need to do a triple feature day where we do Nick Fury, Agents of Shield, the old Fantastic Four movie.
I've got that one.
Yeah,
I've got that
the
one.
1994.
And I also have Groot's got me for Christmas the Justice League TV show pilot.
Oh, that's
yes.
The Friends knockoff.
Yeah, it's like a Friends knockoff with like the Martian Manhunter and shit. Yeah.
We could even increase because I do have that Generation Next TV movie as well.
Generation X.
The Gen X one. Yeah.
That's so fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, with a shitty ass Emma Frost.
And the scientist is played by the dude that played the Trash Man in the Stand movie.
Yes.
Is it a series? Yeah.
Yep.
My life for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the Trash Man.
The Trash Man.
Trash Man. The Trash Man.
Yeah. But we're not talking about Marvel specifically. We're talking. We'll get to all the characters in the Marvel universe. But what we're really talking about, we're narrowing it down into our very, very, I cannot stress this enough, very spoiler heavy review of Logan, the newest movie about our favorite Wolverine-like mutant character in the Marvel universe. We all went and saw it on preview night on Thursday before the release tonight, which is tonight.
Yeah.
So if you're watching currently, if you have not seen the movie and you're worried about spoilers, maybe go now and see it.
You don't want to stay for this.
And then by the time you come back, it will process and you can watch basically the rerun of us talking about it and you can see what we thought about it.
Or go watch it 4 or 5 times. It'll be worth it.
It says in the title there's spoilers, so I don't want to hear anybody online being like, but you spoiled it for it's all over. We posted everywhere there's spoilers.
I was about to say even reposts have even like random spoilers is somewhere in there.
It's all over the place. So we're getting really deep into it. This is the last part of the episode that is safe from spoilers right now. So thank you so much for listening to episode 92 of Geeks Under the Influence, our Logan review episode. Yay!
Yay! I was expecting a drop. Sorry, I was waiting for that.
Oh no, for the audio, I'll put a drop in.
Post,
okay. But I did the drop at the beginning on the video. Cool. Yeah, no, technical stuff.
Yeah, screw it.
Inside baseball.
It's what we pay him for.
We pay him?
Nobody gets paid for this.
I know. Shut up.
Hugs. We pay him in hugs.
Yeah.
We're working on getting paid, and the people that are able to help us with that are a couple of our sponsors that I want to give a shout out to real quick before we get started with the panel. Our oldest sponsor, amzn.com. They have been great teammates with us doing this. It's helped us get a little bit of things here and there. Just by you guys going to GUIpodcast.com. On the main page, there's a link that says Amazon Affiliate. Go through that link. Bookmark Amazon through that link. Anytime you go through that link, we get a little bit of a cut of whatever you spend on Amazon. So it doesn't cost anymore. Just anything that you purchase through that link, it tells them you're going to Amazon because we told you to. We get money. So it's a way to support us, and you get all the stuff you're going to buy anyway, tampons or
lube,
tactical hunting knives or lube, or whatever,
All the above?
If it's all of the above, you're in for a weird
It's
night.
a
but
weekend.
Hey.
no judgment. No judgment. You live your truth. Just make sure you live your truth through the link at GOIpodcast.com.
We don't judge.
And,
Nope.
You've heard us talk about it a lot, even before they were our sponsors. But Loot Crate, come on, guys! It's like a weekly present to yourselves. This month is Primal, and
Wolverine
with
swag.
stuff from X-Men. Like we're talking about Logan tonight. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Logan related.
I mean, they keep showing Wolverine's picture.
Yeah, so I have a
exactly.
feeling
Yeah.
you're going to get a Logan-related thing as long as you sign up by the 19th of March. That's for the Primal Crate. There's also stuff from Overwatch and Predator as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's going to be a great crate. It's only like between $15 and $20. You can save. It's around 19. You save $3, but just by putting save 3 under the promo code when you sign up. Just make sure you sign up through the link on our affiliates or sponsors page on GUIpodcast.com. You have to go through that link for us to get credit for it. So check that out as well. Helps fund this wonderful evening of debauchery and drunkenness. So help us out. Just go through those links.
I can drink to that.
And on our panel, the people that are helping me do all this drinking and talking about Logan, I am Mike the Hobbit Bickett, host of Geeks Under the Influence. You can find me on Twitter at Mike Bickett, or you can follow Geeks Under the Influence on Twitter at GUI Podcast RVA. Again, all of our other links to our social media stuff is at GUIpodcast.com. So join the conversation. Next to me on my left is the... I got nothing really this this close to giving up on just coming up with shit.
The
for
kitty
you.
pride to your Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Oh.
That hurt.
Yeah. Lowdown Brown MacGyver's here.
What's up, guys?
She's an important character.
Yeah. So important.
All right, the
Choose
Jubilee
that.
to his Wolverine. There you go.
Start calling you Sparkles.
That's
Oh.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got nothing.
At least you're not Dazzler.
Lowdown is going to be joining me and a few other panelists next weekend at Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Bitch, you're joining me. I was going before myself. Check
So
yourself.
he's the kitty pride.
Well, next week.
Next
We're
week.
flip flopping.
See, I'm Kitty Pride for like 2 hours. He's Kitty Pride for like 3 days.
It's like a bear cub situation. Just switch
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, that's
All right.
They got to keep it exciting somehow. I mean, come on.
Yeah. For me, it's just amusing watching him be the on top. That's pretty fun.
You just like putting him in tights, don't you?
Let's be fair. I put my tights. I'm a big boy.
And hence why you can get the lube on amzn.to.
Yeah, exactly. The same place I bought the tights. So
Yes.
I let him
yes.
think he's a big boy. Don't hurt his feelings.
Oh.
That's what you say when you're behind me. Who's the big boy? I'm the big boy.
Yeah, we just went
All
there.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. So next to me.
That took about, 3 minutes to get there?
Yeah, pretty much. Quickly, if you enjoy Geeks Under the Influence, you live in the Philly or Jersey, New York area, check out the Cherry Hill, New Jersey Monster Mania. We're going to be there rocking out, partying all weekend. Hit us up at Geeks Under the Influence on Gmail. Let us know if you're going to be around. We'll hang out. We'll drink some beers. We'll shoot the shit. And currently, we are scheduled to do a interview with Lloyd Kaufman. So that's
about
tentative.
Very
It's
nicely
Uncle
done.
Lloyd.
one of those things that it is planned, but it's not for sure until we're actually sitting across from him having the interview.
okay.
So yeah, I mean it's scheduled, but
Yeah.
we'll see. So so it's good. Definitely check out next week. We're gonna have a lot of really cool shit going on all our social media. Next to Lowdown is a newbie, second time on.
Second time.
So not new, well still newish.
Rookie.
I don't have new
Rookie.
smell to me
Yeah,
anymore.
this is your sophomore effort.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Bruce is here, formerly of Geek Radio Daily.
Yep,
Correct.
that's absolutely correct.
Yes. So you're jumping back on the Richmond podcast train
Yes,
now.
yes,
Yeah.
and onto a podcast that appreciates the people that are sitting by the tables, not just humiliating them completely. Oh, wait.
No, we do
Oh,
that.
never mind. That's this one too.
Yeah, we do. I think that's just podcasts, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Yeah. Truth.
yeah. Speaking of people who are humiliating, next up,
Your turn.
Every time.
Zinga!
Danimal is here, the Danwich.
What's up?
He's a mouthful of happy, the Danwich.
Oh, absolutely.
Joined us last night to see Logan at Movieland.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, glorious.
It was a good time. It was one of those that it was kind of like after Force Awakens, where we all stood outside and really didn't know what to say afterwards because we were just still kind of like affected by it.
In awe?
And
Yes.
shock and awe.
Yeah.
Hankies were handed out.
Truth.
Yeah, there was a lot of hugging and crying
I went,
after
I
the.
went home and cried in my pillow.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Hey, you know what? We all need to have feelings occasionally.
Yes.
Most of the time, it's when I'm watching reruns of Dawson's Creek, but that's my own personal thing.
And again, the lube.
Speaking of Dawson's Creek, my Dawson in my life is next up on the panel.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
You can come to my window anytime you want.
On your window? What?
On it.
Write your name.
Scotty P was here.
S plus H for Hobbit.
Those were actually the lyrics to Come to My Window, and then Melissa Etheridge realized she was gay. She's like, come on my window. Wait, no, that doesn't.
No.
Be powerful vagina muscles.
True.
Yeah.
Kegels. Work those Kegels,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
You know.
Scotty P is here. No longer the portly white queequeg. He is now new daddy.
New Daddy. Yeah, that's
New
right.
Daddy.
The New Daddy.
New Daddy.
Number 2, which actually, I love my son anyways, but today was supposed to be his actual delivery day.
Yep.
That's right.
But we did have him early, so
He was just so excited to
he
come into the world.
was. And yeah, no, I hugged my children after the movie last night.
Yep.
It was emotional, man.
Well, you
It was-
earned a spot on this panel because your first child's name is relevant.
Is Logan?
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that.
Yeah. There's the tattoo.
Yeah.
No.
So I think you're worthy of being on this one. I think
I'm worthy.
Yeah, when you name your child Logan, I think that earns you a spot.
Puts me up there at the top.
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much, yeah.
Man, I'm glad that worked out. No, I mean, no, totally.
Based on everything else, I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Why are you here again?
He named his
'Cause I
kid
love ya.
X-23.
Yeah. Right. No, actually, one testicle is X and the other one's 23. A couple years, like I just go by X now. Like, dude, what happened?
It's a bogey riding accident.
Mr. Armstrong. Yeah.
Fell out of that tree, hit that branch.
Hey, I'm aerodynamic.
I wondered how you ended up dating Sheryl Crow. That's weird.
Oh, man, is she desperate these days?
I mean, she was dating Kid Rock at one point, so she doesn't have a high bar.
that's
Is that
true.
upgrade or downgrade? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I think basically she just wanted hepatitis.
And he was the one giving it out and not charging. So,
Right.
Yeah.
The gift that keeps on giving. All right.
Speaking of givers, our last one.
Fuck you, Hunter.
The last one is Mr. Fuck You Hunters here.
What's up, bitches?
You were working Logan at the theater before coming out here.
That's right.
Oh, he
that's
was
right.
working it real good.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Mhm.
nasty.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a good weekend for it. I mean, they're talking about probably matching about Doc Strange numbers. So
Okay.
Nice.
yeah,
That's
because
excellent.
initially I think they had it projected like 60, and everybody realized that was a little low. And
Yeah,
then
it's
Thursday's numbers kind of bumped it up. So
Right.
I don't understand why everyone in America doesn't want to, everyone in the world doesn't want to see this movie. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
it's R-rated.
well, because there's a movie called Origins, and that did really well.
What
A lot of
movie?
people-
Save it.
What
a lot of
movie?
people were upset about that. So
What
Don't-
movie? What
Did
movie?
you not see the bottom of the goddamn talk sheet?
You're just asking why maybe people aren't so eager to jump to the theater.
But to be fair, there was another movie after
true.
that stupid
Did
fan-made
did
bullshit
okay
one.
in the
Rate-
theater, but it didn't do great in the
That's
theater.
true. It did actually
It was
better
really
after.
good, though.
I fucked. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Anyway.
Well, now one thing that we're really seeing with with Logan, that it's following kind of in the footsteps of Deadpool is that the theaters are starting to become a little less worried about having a rated R attached to a superhero film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Deadpool kind of changed the game. With
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
With Deadpool now,
Huge.
all the studios are looking at stuff and going, okay, we can make a rated R movie. Now, I mean, honestly, Logan's probably going to do really well, so it's just going to encourage other studios to be like, fuck, let's do it.
Well, I think what if you're on Facebook, you've seen the argument somewhere. Not every comic book character is for kids.
No,
There is very adult shit going on.
Spawn.
Yes.
Oh no! Do not bring up Spawn. I'm sorry. Like I love Spawn, but that movie was
No,
Oh no, that's
but they are talking about redoing it as a
Right.
very hard R, like a horror film.
Yes.
And I
No,
think part of the
that I
reason why
could
they're
see.
getting a lot more push to actually do it and getting less resistance is because of Deadpool. It's because
Yeah.
of how well Logan's going to be doing. These are examples on how they're going to be able to continue on with these rated R comic book adaptations without as much resistance as they did previously. Because before then it was what? Warzone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Warzone is awesome. I mean,
I'm Jigsaw.
it's terrible awesome, but he punches a dude for the face, all right?
Yeah, I think it was the most recent. But before that, it was actually Tom Jane Punisher. That was rated R too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
John Travolta was reliving his character from Swordfish.
And the Punisher was like 5'4". Yeah.
And
Yeah, they kind of confused Punisher and Wolverine in those aspects, didn't they?
I was wondering why the Punisher kept saying "bub." It's weird.
Actually, I think he did say "bub" in that movie.
Yeah,
though.
probably.
I think he did say
I think
"bub."
you're right.
Actually, the redeemer to that one, though, just a little offshoot, was that little short film with Thomas Jane and the
Oh,
the
Dirty Laundry?
laundromat.
Yeah.
Dirty
Yeah.
Laundry. That was a good
That was badass.
good recovery on the whole Thomas Jane as Punisher.
He funded and produced that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because he wanted to make it
because he's a smart man.
Yep.
and Ron
yeah.
Perlman was pretty sweet too.
Oh yeah, of course,
Oh,
of
Apparently,
course.
the same guy that did that was the one that produced that hardcore version of the Power Rangers that had Katie Sackhoff in it.
Yes.
It was the
yeah.
same director. That
Oh,
did
yeah,
the,
yeah.
That
Okay.
did the Dirty Laundry, I think it was called.
Yes.
Punisher. Yeah, same director. So, and he's been getting pushed to do other stuff. I think he's going to be doing a comic book thing in the near future. I have to double check. Maybe on the break I'll look that up. But yeah, he's getting touched to do some stuff now because of Dirty Laundry and the Power Rangers. Like
Good.
hardcore reboot.
As long as they let him
thing.
do what he's done, that aspect of it.
I mean,
it's Hollywood, but
Well, I mean, look at Deadpool started out as just this, quick short film that everybody jumped into, and Fox said, "All right, make a movie." So, I mean, anything's possible these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
and to be,
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say just because we've kind of skipped on our talk sheet here, but to be fair, the rated R is mainly the language.
No, it is
mean,
not.
So much more
Dude,
than
I've
that.
seen PG-13 with that much violence before.
My ass.
That's
no.
bullshit.
That's bullshit.
That just means we're desensitized, right?
Yeah, well, maybe that's what it
The
is.
first time you see somebody's claws go through somebody's head, that automatically gets you that R. I don't care what else you do. You could be Mary Poppins, could be the rest of
Look
it.
at Bruce is
You're gonna
serious.
get that R.
Look at that seriousness.
Not only that, but let's take the violence out completely. The way kids are messed with in that movie, they're like
Oh, fair
shooting
enough.
at kids.
Yeah.
The first scene that that Logan sees X-23, where she comes out and she throws the pipe and hits the dude in the head, which was funny as shit. But then she throws one at Logan and he grabs it and he's about to chuck it right back at her fucking head. Like he's about to throw a pipe at a kid's head. And the only reason he didn't is because he hears Logan.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like,
So you're saying there was just a little bit of violence in the movie?
just a little bit,
Dude.
Just a little bit?
I mean, X-23 walks out with the dude's head and rolls along the ground. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's not a PG-13 set.
So really, we're going down. Did you think about your statement before it came out of your mouth, or did you just talk out of your ass?
It incited a discussion, didn't it?
Oh, really?
Oh, this is gonna be a shit show.
yeah.
Touche.
Welcome to Geeks Under the Influence.
It can be a shit show all at once as long as we don't talk over each other. Then I'm happy. That's
There you go.
But speaking of the R rating and the hard, it was pretty hard R movie. But like that first scene when he just kills those cholos, man, you're like, holy fuck! You knew what you were in for at that point.
Right.
That quick like 30, 45-second scene.
And that's the Wolverine you've always wanted to see on screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Versus
Yes.
everything else before has been, it's kind of off screen, or the guy turns around, he's got the claws marks. Not the same.
No, like the best thing beforehand was like, I'm gonna use my middle adamantium claw to flip you off.
yeah.
It's about as daring as it got before that.
Probably the closest we got to anything like that was X-Men 2 when they invade the mansion and you see him just go the fuck off. But of course, that's quick cuts and stuff like that. But you know when he's running towards a guy, goes up to his chest, those claws are in him.
But I was even when we were watching the movie, even the way he talked in this movie was so much much more snarl. Everything that you see in the comics was so much more Wolverine than anything else.
Well, as far as yeah, I mean, you did see a lot of that in X2, but you started actually seeing it when they did the Wolverine, and then in Apocalypse, you actually saw him going in. They didn't do the hard cuts,
Right.
for that berserker scene, and then the Wolverine, he showed him like pick a dude up with the claws. There was no cutaway, you know what I mean? And I haven't seen the unrated version of that yet. So apparently there's a little more violence in there.
It is. I bought that whatever that special edition was, whatever the 3D, all that. It's got
Is it better? Do you
way better.
recommend- Okay.
Better.
Now, we're talking about the violence. I'm not trying to jump around in the movie that much, but there was a scene that totally reminded me of the beginning of Deadpool where Wolverine or Logan is fighting X-24, and he takes both claws and he jams them into X-24's ribcage and pulls him up. And it just reminded me of the scene on the bridge where he had he's like, you might be thinking, he just turned that guy into a fucking kebab.
Yes. Well, even still, to go off the cover where was it Deadpool has Wolverine on that one cover of the comic.
Yeah.
It has him the same way.
Yeah.
So.
The other thing about the R rating too is that it wasn't just what Wolverine was doing; it was the fact he wasn't healing. And like when he's in the doctor's office and you see his rib cage after the fight with X-24, that shit was brutal.
Oh,
right,
so rough.
Oh yeah.
I'll say this with the R rating: seeing Wolverine cuss, not a huge deal. Seeing Professor X cuss, dude, holy shit! There's something about that British accent and just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
Because I think he has like at least five or $6 in it.
And yeah.
And 4 of them are back to back.
And I read a bunch of stuff on how people felt about Professor X cussing, and some people were like really upset about it. But what I considered is the fact that like he's not feeling well. Like he's dying.
Yeah.
He's like he doesn't know where he is half the time. Like he's confused. He's like tired. At one point he's like, this is the first one meal we've had in 2 days. We've had like no sleep. She's 11. I'm fucking 90. And it's like,
yeah,
that's why he's fucking cussing. Like anybody that's like out in Texas heat, and is like hasn't eaten, hasn't slept, is 90, is dying, and also like has seizures and shit. And you're mad that he's cussing? Fuck off.
Right.
Just fuck off. No, it's fine.
Outside of like the one set of tits you saw, I mean, I think we pretty much ran through the R rating thing, but that's a really good segue into one of the best things I loved about the movie was the banter between X and Logan going on. That shit was, I mean, I honestly don't think it's ever been written better than the way their dialogue flowed between the two.
Yeah, well, that also makes you wonder because, I mean, you're talking about two of the people, I mean, well, Hugh Jackman doing every single movie for
Wolverine.
He showed up as Wolverine in every X-Men movie, whatever possible. Patrick Stewart is the close second.
Out of 3, there's only 3 he wasn't in.
Right.
That's it.
There's only 3, and you got to think how much of that was actually scripted.
Right?
Just knowing the way those two actors are, how much did you just put them in a room and just let them go and do what they needed to do?
I was just going to say that scene, like when they're in the truck and he finds out Professor X has him taking his pills, and he's like, "I got to see it," and he just goes, "Eh."
Oh yeah,
how fucking like improv that was. I don't think that was in the script.
No, exactly.
But that was so fucking funny.
It was
dude.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Well, I was watching an interview with about X-Men with Patrick Stewart, and he was talking about the scene with Shane playing on the TV in the hotel room. God. And how he starts talking about the first time he saw it and everything. Shane was supposed to be in the movie. That was a choice by the director. That it kind of had a parallel between Logan and X-23 and like the relationship they had, and like the old retired gunslinger that comes back to town to fuck shit up. It had kind of a parallel. So it was in the storyline. But he told Patrick Stewart about it, and he said, so you're gonna be watching Shane. And he's like, I loved Shane. I saw it in the theater. Like it was a very important movie for me as a kid. All the talk that he had about seeing it in this theater in his hometown, that was all ad lib and that was all true.
Oh, badass! That's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that's all like that is all Patrick Stewart's story.
Yeah.
So that and you can tell by just the glisten in his eyes as he's watching Shane, like this is an important movie to the actor playing the character.
Yeah.
Well, and the great thing about Patrick Stewart as well to add into that is like when you hear stories about like say when he started on Star Trek Next Generation, he came from a very like say Broadway-esque like theater. Thank you. I was having trouble thinking of the word, but where it was very like you do your part and everything. But everybody on the Star Trek set was like making jokes, and apparently he went off like when they first started making the show, going, "Why are you making?" Like he was super serious, like we're here to do a job and everything. And it was that show that kind of showed him, dude, you can do this and have a good time. You don't have to sit there and do that. And I think that just clicked just right with him, and that's why he's been able to do so much of what he's done. And it showed perfectly in Logan. Showed perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that I kind of see with Patrick Stewart, just from interviews that I've seen with him and the roles that he chooses, is that he takes his acting craft very seriously. Whether or not he's playing like a...
Oh, well, yes.
Like a a dude in a wheelchair that has mind powers, or like a space captain,
or a Nazi.
Or
I was literally about to say, has anybody here seen Green Room? Because he's
Not yet,
fucked
but-
up motherfucker.
I think the main difference is that he's able to relax outside of his scenes a little bit more when he knows the people that he's working with are serious actors. They take their craft seriously as well. It's not a matter of not having fun outside on the set. Sure, as long as everybody's hitting their marks, doing their scenes, not fucking around, like taking the actual filming seriously. And then when they're like cut, and they're like, I'm gonna moon you or whatever.
Yeah, and he's even gotten to the point now where he does a very good job of making fun of himself, which I absolutely love.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that is
like
true.
He'll do like his own voiceover work and everything. Like he does stuff with like Seth MacFarlane.
Yep.
I was going to say American.
Yeah,
American
Dad.
Yeah, American Dad, and the new show he's got on Showtime. What's it?
Blood
Paul-
Talk or something?
Yeah,
Blood
Talk.
Talk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Blood Talk
That
is
as
great.
well, because he's just playing some goofy guy.
Oh, and
Or
just,
even that cider commercial that he does.
oh,
Yes.
right. Well, do you remember when they had the ice bucket challenge and his addition to it, where he's like, "This is my ice bucket challenge," and he just dropped like 2 drops of ice cubes into his scotch and then just wrote a check. And I was like, and it's just like,
Plus,
Yeah, well done, sir.
for a guy who his best friend is also Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
those two together,
they are so cute together.
they are fucking adorable.
right.
Fucking adorable.
I want that friendship when I'm that old.
Yeah, no
you know what I mean?
shit.
Damn
you want,
right.
You want that.
And combining the two nerd worlds of Professor X and Gandalf hanging out together. So
And then
and
Professor X and Magneto hanging out together. It's like we're best friends.
Yeah,
it's great.
exactly.
Sweet.
Do you think he like fucks with nerds when they're walking by and he just goes, Charles? Like, as they're walking
Dude, you know how much of a boner I would have if I walked by and I heard that out of his mouth and just
Yeah,
be
no
like,
shit. Be like, hey, Jen, we need to go home. We need to go home real quick.
yeah, come on. Baby, come on, let's go. Let's just go.
Yeah, and I think that's personified with him actually at the end of the first X-Men movie. It's like when they're sitting there and they're playing chess.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
even in jail, he's going to visit with him.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
what do you do when somebody shows up at your school? And he's like, I feel a very, very large swell of pity.
You're doing like a Ewan McGregor. Ian
Yeah,
McKellen.
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
I
about-
don't know what that was.
It's
I was
been-
about to
it's
say,
been a
we've
long-
got,
it's been a
we've got a
long day.
weird balance of impersonations
been a
going
long
on with the
day.
table here.
It's been a very long day.
It's almost like the weight of justice. Which way is it going to tip?
Hey, it makes me feel better that I'm not the only one doing shitty impressions. So.
I can do much better ones.
Okay.
It's
Well,
been a long fucking day.
Sure. They all say.
No, but one of the first things that I wanted to touch on that's on the talk sheet here is Depressed Fest, Wolverine 3, All the Feels. This movie is, it does not let up on it feeling just like, this is like the Marvel Comics version of The Revenant, where like Logan is getting fucked up the entire time.
No shit.
Yeah.
2 hours, instead of him being mauled by a bear, he's being mauled by himself.
Yeah, essentially.
repeatedly.
I mean, but it's the most human we've ever seen.
Sure. Yeah.
And that adds a lot to the story. Like,
Right.
honestly, I'm going to give it some more viewings, but I got to say, this is probably the top X-Men movie for me, just because of how close it is
It's
to
up there.
down home to
Yeah.
me. Like, I really...
Yeah.
just seeing him as like a caretaker. I mean, for the most part, he's always a loner, and then he joins the X-Men. But see him have to take responsibility for Xavier and then this girl, like,
Don't
and
forget the albino. He took care of him, too.
sort of.
Yeah.
I think he more used him than anything else.
What was,
He'll
what
give
was
him
his name?
shit.
Nux? Was it Nux? It was the dude from Fury Road, right? That's same guy.
No. A little taller, a little langlier, you know.
Yeah.
No, but like this one, honestly, out of all the X-Men movies, this is the first one where I've actually cried.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it...
I mean, honestly, cried.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
Turned
exactly.
into a Geeks on the End therapy session. Where
I mean, a little bit, dude, okay?
Bring out the
Okay.
tears.
but what
Jesus.
really got me was, and we joked about it last night, but also being a father and a new father as well. I mean, we have
Daddy.
that.
Yeah.
Well, where she's like, Daddy,
Dude.
just like, and then I know Hunter knows too, and just like I don't know if you have children, Bruce. So I'm sorry.
yeah.
I mean, we all have animals, or maybe I don't know.
I don't even
Same
have
difference.
kids that I mention to anyone, and I
that you know of. Hold on. And but between that, the whole like realizing that even though that it wasn't like a traditional biological birth, she's like daddy. But then also during the argument, which again we talked about when we left last night, was the whole like everything around me that I care dies or gets hurt or whatever. And she's like, well, I guess I'm fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh. That was the deepest burn, man. Like,
right.
Everybody in the theater was like,
I was just waiting for Logan to be like, go to your room.
do not let your claws out.
Yeah.
Go to your room. No TV for
That
a
mouth
week.
of yours is going to get you in trouble, young lady.
Right.
That's the
No
thing, though.
kicking.
Like, I think though, if he had like tried to start some shit with her, she would probably have kicked his ass. I mean, she was fucking
punching
badass.
She was punching him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, that scene! Holy shit! When she like punches him twice in the face.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, he
died.
He started doing the daddy thing where he's like, "No, that's not what we do." When she's about to attack,
Or
the other
not
guy.
okay.
Not
okay.
Yeah.
Don't do that, little girl.
That was right in the feels.
But yeah, I looked at Hunter after the movie and the credits rolled, and I was kind of like, man, they really tried to fuck with me right there, man. That whole thing, Daddy was just like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. I was like,
I
was
literally
bad.
got a tissue from Katie last night. Right that was my like defining of.
Yeah, the thing for me, like even after all of that, like after they bury him, and she turns and flips
The cross to an X.
dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what got me, because again, I don't actually like recognize whatever children I have running around in the world. So the daddy part, but the X.
But we recognize them. Look at that mug.
Because I think what also got me is that I saw the cross sitting, and then it's like, that motherfucker's 300 years old. Do you think he's a Catholic? Like, and so she goes over and she like.
Hobbit made the funny.
She takes the cross out. I'm like, see, okay, so she knows her dad. She's like, that's not appropriate. But then she turns it into an X and was like, Katie even turned and looked at me because I immediately went, oh, fuck you. Like audibly.
I heard that too. Because I said it in my head, so I'm like, oh, shit.
See, for me, that scene really didn't fuck with me that much as far as tearing me up. It was more like I'd already dealt with that with the whole the dying scene. For me, when I went away, it was like, no, recognize, bitch, I'm the last X-Men that died, and it was a pride moment for me. It wasn't like a sad moment.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's very prideful.
But I also love how it kind of segues into a possibility of like new mutants.
Oh, no, they need to do fucking New Mutants.
Oh, yeah.
They need to
I mean,
handle
they
that shit.
have to.
Yeah.
At this point, the way they left it, they have to.
Xavier even said that they were new mutants, like basically naming the group.
Well, and little Easter eggs. The kid that makes the car land on X-24.
Richter. They even
is
call him Richter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's a character of the new fucking mutants. Now, here's what I'm kind of confused about, though, as far as timeline, because this is supposed to take place in 2029, right?
Right.
Yes.
New Mutants is the birthplace of Deadpool, and if they're talking about doing New Mutants or X-Force, which a lot of those characters kind of carried over into X-Force, it's great, but are they going to kind of like... Well, I mean, Deadpool's basically immortal at this point, so do they just like him in the future so they don't fuck with the storyline of the X-Men?
Pretty
or
much. That's
that
what
would be-
I mean, that would be the smart move. So it would be just like a dystopian future X-Men series of movies, which, I mean, I'll take off my pants right now. That's fine by me. I just want to know.
no shit. Can I say one like small like little miniature bummer at the end though with that part? You see it like again. You got that pride of where she puts the X. He's the last X-Men. Motherfucker's Canadian. How far away was he from the border and didn't even make it back to Canada?
No shit. Right? He was like a couple walks away from the fucking Canada.
They went 1 mile down into the woods. They were in Canada. Motherfucker buried the motherfucker in his home turf.
They have free fucking healthcare.
Yeah, that would have helped.
cheap meds.
There's just like doctors waiting at the border, just a little closer, Logan, just a little, get there, and okay, cool, fix him.
Yes.
One shot of penicillin, he'd be just fine.
Right.
I don't think they're going to cross that over. I think they're going to do if they do New Mutants, it should stay in 2030, 2029, and then do X-Force now. Because when they bring Cable in from the future, and we'll get into that little Easter egg.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit later, I'm sure. No, keep it two different timelines.
That's actually not a bad idea, because you could have Cable as the character that carries over between the two different series, where the New Mutants are like, after basically like the House of M thing happened without House of M actually happening. In the comics.
In other words, a reboot.
Yeah, a reboot,
So to
basically.
say.
That's the New Mutants, and that's in the future. But Cable is one of the New Mutants that's like, You can even make it like the clone progeny of Scott Summers and Jean
Well,
Grey
I
or
was about to
something,
say
and-
they find because they have the paperwork on all the kids. Find the paperwork where they find Nathan Summers.
Yeah.
And you do find out that it's the genetic combination of Jean and Scott Summers.
Yeah, so
mm-hmm.
I don't see that bad. That seems like it's almost perfectly set up for it to do that. So I mean, that would be the smart move because then you have 2 X-Men franchises happening like every other year. So like,
Oh, yeah.
so every year there's an X-Men movie, but just kind of like Star Wars is doing, but with just like future X-Men. Nowadays, middle finger X-Men. Future
to be fair, it is Fox, so who knows what the fuck they'll do.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean,
Well, I mean, they've done pretty well the last few times.
Yeah, but then
I'll give them that.
they'll announce like an X-Men universe, and they'll be like, "And we're throwing the Fantastic Four in it, and Josh Trank, we're gonna give him another chance." And people are gonna be like, "I give up."
and
Yeah, I would be totally out of that.
yeah,
Done.
Nope.
Goodbye.
Fox tends to be like the guy that ends up always going back to his ex-girlfriend that's fucking terrible.
But the pussy's good.
Yeah, but that wasn't good.
He does get a nut off.
Yeah,
but-
okay. Origins Wolverine had Gambit in it, but it's still like, but it's not the Gambit we wanted. All that's attached to the character.
God damn it!
I won't give it up for Fox on one thing though. They're the one that took the risk with X-Men. I mean, before X-Men, all you had was really Blade. Fox said, "All right, we're gonna make a franchise out of the X-Men movie," and that's thanks to all the shit we have now. It's
Blade.
thanks to Fox taking a risk on X-Men and it doing a shitload of business, and now we've got Wolverine in 9 movies? I mean,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, 9
but
fucking
they had,
movies.
They had
man.
TV movies before that.
No. That's not a risk.
I didn't say they were good.
No, I was gonna say a TV movie is not a fucking risk.
Well, they
You
had
can put a TV
what,
movie out and just
one TV
worry, not worry
movie,
about
right? It was Generation X, I think was the.
No, I'm talking about like the original Avengers from like 84 or something like that.
that noise. Yeah, no.
dude.
Where like Captain
Flash.
America's shield was like
Yeah.
the guy playing Thor was
But that's still that still wasn't Fox taking a risk. That was Marvel
No.
in general.
Right.
This
Yeah.
was Fox had bought a property and said, "All right, let's see what we can do with it." And they took they spent a shitload of money on that first one, and if it tanked, then they bought all
We'd
these
have
franchise
nothing.
rights.
and we wouldn't be seeing superhero movies like we do now.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
not at
that's-
all.
No way.
Not at all.
All right. We got about 10 minutes before our break. That's how quickly this is going tonight.
Anything like the book.
Well, no, I really want to hit before we get it. We can get into the book on the second half. We haven't really talked a whole lot about the actress and the character X-23. This is the first time that we've seen on film X-23. Now the main difference between the character in the books versus the one in the film is that this is basically a test tube baby of Logan, as opposed to in the books, isn't she a clone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
Kinda the same
same
thing.
I mean,
difference.
it's in the same
but-
realm, but the main difference is that they in the movie make the difference between a genuine clone and like a donor
Right.
type situation by saying that they were creating X-24 without a soul.
There's still other biology mixed in, which is why she's a test tube baby, not just a clone. Just
Yeah, yeah.
using his DNA by itself.
versus actually having a biological mother being part
Right.
of the group, because that's in the book.
Yeah.
Being part of her team that's raising her.
Yeah. So I think the part of the reason this movie works in the first place is the actress that they got to play
Yeah, she
X-23.
kicks ass, man.
She looks like the comic character. When those eyebrows went up, I was like,
Oh
God
yeah,
damn.
They did real good with that one.
Yeah.
Real
Perfect.
good.
And in half the fucking movie, she's not talking. It's all in body language, and
This
she's
whole fucking time you can fucking.
but she's murdering the shit out of it. Not only just the dudes on screen, but also her acting. She's murdering the shit out
Well,
of
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I like how that's how we kind of get introduced. Like, there's something up. They send all the guys in there, and then you get the view from outside, and she just casually walks out, rolls ahead, and you're like, oh, this bitch is for real.
Yeah.
And then shit happens.
Well, just even for the guy to sit there, like, and then it was in the trailer, but still, where the guy's just like, no, and he's like, get back, get the fuck back.
I would say not only that, but she's just eating her fucking bowl of cereal while she's fucking waiting on me. She's eating her fucking cornflakes.
I remember looking at Steven
Got
saying,
the dudes
that's
out.
a bad bitch, because she knows they're coming in, she's watching it, and she's just eating her
Eating her
cereal.
fucking
She's like,
cereal, man.
That's
oh, wait.
true.
Oh,
That
wait,
is
I got a
very
couple more
true.
spoonfuls
How badass
before I
was
kill
that?
everybody.
Yeah.
It was great.
The name of the actress is Daphne Keane, and
She's what, 10?
let's see, she was born in not 2017. That would make her like
Whoa.
Should be Leland's age.
that's going to be the Logan sequel, where it's just like another Logan baby, but it's like your kid's age, like
Right.
2 weeks old.
Ripping out of a stomach.
That'd be a fun birth to watch.
Oh God.
Go tell the father. Sorry, we could not save your wife. Why?
Shit.
Yeah. Snicked is not what you want to hear during a birth. Like that's not.
Can you imagine seeing the ultrasound on that shit?
That's going to require more than 2 episiotomy stitches right there.
Oh, amen to that.
It's the first baby to give it to cut its own umbilical cord. But this kid's going to be in high fucking demand, along with the girl from Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
That's
yes.
just like acting way beyond their years as far as talent
Absolutely.
goes. That just killed it, and was able to bounce between English and Spanish, talking and not talking, and all those action sequences, which apparently she did a lot of those herself.
Yeah, there was. From my understanding, there really wasn't much of a stunt double. Like she.
Well, are there stunt kids? It's like you're ugly, so you're not going to be a star, but you get your. But from growing up with your daddy, you know how to take a
it
hit.
sounds like
so.
Fuck, man.
Stunt kid.
I think they're like stunt midgets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
I mean, so you can
but I
pull
was
it
going
off
to
with
say
that a
that
little
that's
bit.
probably why Hobbit knows so much. He probably tried to go out to Hollywood, but he just couldn't make it.
They hadn't thought about Lord of the Rings movies yet, so he was just out
That was the problem. Lord of the Rings hadn't happened yet, and they had said my head was way too disproportionate to my body, so I wasn't able to be a stunt person.
So you weren't able to be a watcher either.
No. I'm still waiting for that phone call.
Dude, you and my son, all over it.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, shit.
There's a mini me watcher next to me. Just like,
There are multiple watchers. I mean, he'll be taller than you in another year or two.
Yeah, it's
you know?
That's true. But yeah, what do you guys think about like the film adaptation of X-23? Because this is a kind of a hard character to put into place, considering the Wolverine character in film we've seen for 17 fucking years.
I mean, I've never been a huge fan of X-23 in the comics, and this was honestly, I went into it kind of like, hopefully it's not going to be too much, and I wanted more. Like, she's fucking badass. Like,
Yeah.
I was really shocked how well they did.
I go with Hunter. I mean, you read about like her in the comics, like depending on because again we were talking about earlier. There's like 5 different storylines you could follow in the Marvel universe. She would pop up occasionally, but never really had any like real good substance to her. This movie gave her a lot.
Yeah,
like
that
a
is
whole
true.
And like you
lot.
said, I mean, she did a lot of her own stunts. So seeing her in combat and actually being able to properly use the blades that are in her feet,
Yeah, that was so sick.
that was just phenomenal.
It was. Oh yeah.
Well, and I had seen the feet blades in the trailer, and I know from the character that the feet blades, but the first time where you see Logan reacting to just like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, I don't have those.
Where I almost expect him to like look down at his feet like, do I not?
Where he tries to click his heels
Yeah,
together.
like,
and be like,
he's
come
trying
on, bitch.
Like,
come
do I just
on."
not know how to make him go? Like,
Yeah.
I think at his age in that movie, I mean, he could barely pull all 3 claws all out. So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
at the beginning where he had to actually sit there and go, key, and
like
he's
he-
cutting up his other hand, but
it's
he's
like
like,
he
I need the claw,
dislocated.
you know.
Although I would love to see like a bonus scene in the DVD where he's like sitting there at like a park bench when they like take a rest stop or something, and he's just like fucking with his foot, and you hear think, and he goes like, motherfucker, like pristine foot blade pops out.
That would be beautiful.
one of the kind of quick symbol scenes I thought was fascinating is when they're showing the footage of them after they like get their powers, and she's cutting herself and it's healing. She just keeps cutting herself and healing. And I was like, that's pretty fascinating. Like, oh wow, I can do this and like just all day
Well,
long.
typical
she's
kid.
just doing it. Yeah, just like cut.
What a
Oh.
cutter!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing.
Yeah, all kids do that, don't they? Just like viciously cut themselves over and
Duh.
over again.
This is something I've always kind of wondered with it, especially when it came to the movie adaptions. It's like, where'd the blood go? It's like, all right,
Yeah.
we understand that it healed back up, but there's still blood.
This is actually a crossover with the movie The Thing, and the blood is actually like going back into the body.
Actually, this was probably one of the first movies out of like with the Wolverine stuff and everything where they actually like if you look at X-23, she still has blood on her hands
Yeah.
after fighting. and
Because the
different-
R rating, man, I'm telling
Right.
you.
No, but when she was cutting her arm, and that was healing back up, the blood would like almost go back in.
The second time that she cut, the first time he cut, the blood didn't come out. The second time, the blood did come out, and they actually, when it healed up, there was still blood.
Yeah,
on
there
the
was.
arm.
Oh,
Yeah.
This one they did
It just
do that.
wasn't. I don't think it was a heavy flow, if you will.
Oh.
She's like 10.
Yeah, right, dude?
Hey, it happens at 10 sometimes. You don't know.
So we're just not doing phrasing anymore.
Oh, you sick man.
All right, we're about at the break.
If I didn't
anyway,
do it, he would have.
There's
I expect it from him, though.
Well, yeah,
no better a time as right now to take a short break.
Because, heavy flows.
On that note, yeah.
Why you got to bring up old shit?
Yeah, Scotty P's got a particularly heavy flow, so he's got to go take care of that. So, thank you guys for listening to the
Head's
first
too
half.
big.
I know, right?
For everyone that's watching, we're going to be back at 9:30 for our second half. So we're taking a breather. Go walk your dog. Make out with your girlfriend. Who are you kidding? You're watching this on a Friday night. You don't have a girlfriend.
Right.
Go crank one out and come back.
Unless they're watching it together.
Yeah, and I mean,
Okay.
I would hope that happens. That there's like a loving nerd couple that's like cuddled up on the couch, like with the YouTube on the TV, and that doesn't. That's not going to happen.
No.
That's not-
That's
no,
called
happen.
porn.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
join us
true.
back here at 9:30 for the second half of Geeks Under the Influence. We'll go until about 10:15. In the meantime, take a listen to our mid-break friends of the show, and we'll be back in about, I guess, about 45 minutes. So stick around.
Hey guys, thank you for watching the GUI podcast. This is Nick from Instant Replay Live. I get plugged here a lot, and I'm being allowed to do it myself this time. I'm going to plug myself as much as I can. You can check out our Twitter at INST Replay Live. I'm going to plug myself again. I'm plugging myself in front of all these guys right here. You can find us on YouTube if you search for Instant Replay Live, or youtube.com/c/Instant Replay Live, or at InstantReplayLive.com. We do video games, we do tabletop role-playing games, and we do reviews and all kinds of other stuff. So check us out.
Totsky from the YMN podcast. Big fans of the Geeks Under the Influence. Talk about all the same shit, so definitely check us out. YMNpodcast.com.
This is Mike the Hobbit, direct from Fallout on a trivia night, telling you to come here every first and third Monday for trivia between 8 and 10, 25-cent wings, drink specials, prizes, and tons of really inappropriate trivia. It's a lot of fun. Do you guys agree? Definitely come out and enjoy trivia every first and third Monday at Fallout. In addition to Fallout, Geeks Under the Influence takes over Wonderland on the corner of 18th and Main Street for Geeks Under the Influence trivia, ridiculous trivia, goofy music, great food, cheap drinks. 1727 East Main. Come and check us out 8 to 10 every second and fourth Tuesday. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. Hey, Hunter.
It's right here.
Here you go.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We're back for the second act of Geeks Under the Influence. Hunter had the great idea to give a drunk some toy Wolverine claws.
Snick, bitches.
Snick.
I hope you people can watch this.
Oh
This
my
is
God.
Keep drinking. Keep drinking.
This is terrible.
Drinking.
All right,
I love
so,
you, honey.
yeah,
I love you, honey.
Because he has already affixed the clause, we're going to, before we do what we're drinking, which is our normal go-to right after, we're going to do our quick...
We can do the drinking. It don't matter.
No, we got to do the first thing. I don't want you to knock shit over. Really, is
Dude,
what
I
it
told
comes
you
down to.
these are probably staying on the rest of the episode.
No.
Somebody's going to lose an eye.
They need to come out.
Probably me, but hey.
They need to come off.
There goes fun time later.
We have a new segment on Geeks Under the Influence called Making a Drunken Scene, where we read dialogue from movies related to the episode. So we have actually a few scenes, so we can get everybody a chance to do this. So let me play the intro music real quick. Making a drunken scene. You guys can't hear it. It's on the computer.
Yes,
so,
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah. But this is basically we're going to be reading scenes from the first X-Men movie, The Wolverine, and Origins Wolverine.
That shitty fan movie.
Yes. So the first one up is X-Men, the first one, where we've got obviously Mr. New Daddy Bone Claws over here. It's going to be
New Daddy
Bone
Claws.
There was a bone involved.
I was about to say, she got the bone claw real good. Mm-hmm.
That's Scotty's rapper name. New Daddy Bone Claws.
What?
Don't. Just stop.
Seriously.
You're supposed to teach me these things, Lowdown.
Dude, yeah, there's a
Dude,
black...
I can't fix stupid.
Scotty, there's a black man in the room. He'll tell the others. Don't get us all in trouble.
Oh, wait. Sorry. So, I forgot they had their own little community.
Yeah, we got to. You white people are fucked up. You voted for Trump.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's settle down, meow.
Simmer down.
So Scotty's going to be reading the role of Logan or Wolverine in the first X-Men. Then there's Professor Charles, going to be played by Hunter.
All right.
So whenever you guys want to get going here. Oh, and by the way, everybody's making their own acting choices on voices. We're not trying to do necessarily the voice of the characters from the movies. We're making our own choices as far as.
This is all Hugh Jackman right here, baby.
That's you
Oh
look
my
like Hugh
God.
Jackman.
Yeah, so close.
Yeah.
Dude.
All
Next
about-
summer, Hugh Jackman is Gordon Fisherman.
Eat my fish, baby. Eat my fish.
Oh. Yeah.
Dan, you look like such an idiot right now.
It's
Hey,
amazing.
dude, that's a pot calling the kettle. All right. at least I'm wearing a mask.
He's got you. He's got you, man.
You look like every fifth person at a Comic-Con.
Yeah, the other four are Harley Quinns.
Yeah,
so.
You know what the worst part about cosplay at cons are? People actually dress like Origins Wolverine. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? They have like, they'll have like the leather
that's
jacket
later.
with the
Hey,
white
hey.
It's
That's
actually
later.
what the fuck is wrong with you, bub? Is how you do that.
Don't correct me when I'm talking about
Oh,
Origins,
okay.
Okay.
I'm just talking about Wolverine, baby.
Yeah.
But
can
I
dig
will
it.
say this: the last one that we went to a couple weekends ago,
Yeah.
there was a kid dressed up as like Lego Terminator.
From 2, he had the fucking Gatling
Fuck.
gun.
Oh, yes.
Beast,
Fucking
man.
awesome.
That's
It's
I
awesome.
saw
beast.
that kid.
All
That
right.
was
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kid was
All right.
badass.
So making a drunken scene whenever you guys are ready.
right.
Go for it.
Ah, Logan. I'd like you to meet Aura Monroe, also called Storm. This is Scott Summers, also called Cyclops. They've saved your life. I believe you already know Dr. Strange in Grey. You're my... You're my Wolverine. What's a Magneto?
You just took my line, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
already stepping on his lines. All right. Just redo the line. Yeah.
What's a Magneto?
A very powerful mutant. He believes that a war is brewing between mutants and the rest of humanity. I've been following his activities for some time. The man who attacked you is an associate of his called Sabretooth.
Sabretooth?
No, shaver tooth.
Sabretooth?
All right, is that...
Storm?
Oh, okay, no, there's still more.
What do they call you? Wheels? This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Students. Oh, and Cyclops, right? You want to get out of my way?
It's been almost 15 years, hasn't it? Living from day to day, moving from place to place, with no memory of who or what you are.
Shut up!
Give me a chance. I might be able to help you find some answers.
How do you know?
You're not the only one with special gifts.
He has a special purpose.
I love it. It's like Sean Connery meets Andrew Dice Clay.
Hey, you
I was
know.
thinking Vinnie Barbarino.
You know what, that's kind of what I was feeling there. You know, I was feeling a little Travolta at the end there. You know.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, I'll totally give you the Barbarine. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just waiting for Wolverine to go like, say hello to your mother.
You fucking bitch. Fuck you, you fucking fuck.
God damn it. All right, so that is bow, please. Yes, yay! That's beautiful.
Schnick, schnick, bitches.
Next one up is a much shorter
Thank
little
God.
scene from The Wolverine, starring Viper, which. Oh yeah, I'm doing that, aren't I?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. And Logan is being played by the other Logan, by Danwich over there. Can you just wear that all the time, please? For our listeners that are not watching, Dan is wearing a straight up like old school Wolverine mask, and his beard is billowing out underneath it.
Just so you know that the claws were already taken.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh fuck.
Shit. Okay.
Get your lady voice on.
Yeah.
So talk normal.
I gotta get in character. Hold on. Here we go.
I'm sorry. I wish I could say more, but I was hired in part of my discretion.
I'm sure you were.
That and there are certain talents for combining biochemistry and metaphysics.
It's changing.
Puberty.
High-grade toxins are my specialty. It helps me be genetically immune to every poison known to man, as I am. And immune to the toxin that is man himself, as I am.
I'll tell you what, you twisted mutant bitch. Why don't you open these bracelets, and we'll see who's made of what.
The claws! Now we can begin.
What the fuck? You went through 3 voices there, dude.
It's like you tried to do the old lady from Beetlejuice.
He was like you went like Jewish
years.
mother to like dude from fucking Family Guy.
No, I was trying to do like orgy. I was trying to that's what I was going for.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally.
Edith.
I mean,
you were trying to do Edith Bunker. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to go for
Yeah.
Edith Bunker. I don't know what else happened there.
Who's Logan?
It took some turns. Oh, I'm Logan.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. You get the best of both worlds.
Oh God. Okay. Hold on.
Right.
You'll note his beard is
Jesus
not
Christ.
billowing out.
Oh God damn it! All right. Here we go.
Those Hobbit knuckles just won't fit in there.
All right. I don't know if I can. Fuck. All right.
It's not like much of a script. It's okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready.
Whoa, easy there, bro. Hey, really?
All right.
All right. Take care of what you just started.
All right. I think I'm ready. All right. You guys ready? Fred Dukes. That looks like the creature that ate Fred Dukes.
Hey, be nice, man.
Well, I am, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Fred. I seem to remember that girl when was about 85 pounds, huh?
Oh, that's funny. You're so very funny, Logan.
You know where Victor is.
No idea.
Where's the island, Slim?
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Logan.
Listen, I ain't leaving here till you tell me where Victor is. So come on, Bob. For old time's sake, huh?
Did you just call me Blop?
No, but
I told you not to mention his weight. Why'd you call him Blob?
God damn it.
Oh, woo.
I didn't call him Blob. I said Bob. God damn it.
Wilson Squirrel.
Yay. Fuck that. Fuck that category.
That is the greatest idea ever.
Oh my God.
That is the greatest idea ever. Do that every episode.
Yeah, right.
That's
Just
what
like
we're,
that.
that's what we're aiming for. Jesus Christ.
Did you like my Will I Am? Is that good?
I like that you were. What were you doing with your hand there? You were like,
I was trying to keep in rhythm with that song, man.
He was doing measures.
I was trying to keep that rhythm going. It was
Why
like
would
not
you
easy
call
when
him
it's
Blob?
not when it's nothing to do with the song.
William?
Share your talk sheet.
I
with
mean,
me.
Yeah, but it's Will I Am.
No, there's
it's
periods.
like Flow Rider, but it's Florida.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing.
you know the rapper Florida?
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking stupid.
It's like the hip hop musician William. It just doesn't.
Where'd my talk sheet go?
I don't know.
Here, take this one.
Goddamn thief.
I think you have mine.
Have you
All right,
taken
now-
enough from me over the centuries?
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. No, you specifically.
enough.
Yeah, you specifically.
We
you.
just gave you Moonlight, all right?
Well done.
Oh, that was
An
good.
end scene. Okay, anyways.
Whew.
La La Land was Hillary Clinton. And
Too soon.
oh,
Dude.
All right, now we're going to go into what we normally do on the second half, which is what we are drinking. And we've got a few thematic beers to go with. The first one up on deck is one that I brought from Avery Brewing Company in honor of the first film appearance of X-23, 23. I don't have to explain why that's a good choice as far as theme goes. 7.9% alcohol. It's a 100%... Brettanomyces fermented dark farmhouse ale. What are we thinking?
It's solid.
It's solid. It's good.
It's almost like a sour.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I wouldn't say that it's a sour necessarily, but I can see why you would think it is kind of approaching sour.
It's
That's why I
like
said
on the very
almost.
tip of like if they changed one minor thing, it could be a sour.
The finish has kind of like lingering sour notes to it,
Right.
but it's not overpowering. It's
Oh no,
And it doesn't have that sweet
and it's not like that pungent kick that some of those sours brings you. It's got kind of a little bit more malt on the front than you would get with any kind of sour. But yeah, there's this lingering kind of with sours that almost vinegariness that you get a little bit on that finish there.
I could almost see this with a good teriyaki chicken.
Oh yeah, that would pair really well.
Yeah.
I like this. This isn't necessarily one that I go for myself as far as my personal taste.
No,
but I don't think it's a bad beer.
No,
I think it's
good.
I would drink it if it's offered to me, as in tonight.
As in tonight, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm not upset about this, and it's 7.9%. So it's not a dick kicker.
No.
It's maybe like a testicle rubber, maybe at best.
It's a fondling of the balls.
The fondling of the balls.
Tickle the balls.
A cupping of the balls. Yes. What else we got on?
We got some Hardywood going on. We got the 2016 release of Kentucky Christmas Morning. That Hobbit is. Can I have some more? Fucking Oliver Twisting over here.
Because I've had this before.
I know. Anyway, it's their bourbon barrel-aged gingerbread stout. No, it's their bourbon barrel-aged coffee gingerbread stout. Excuse me.
With
Jesus
hints of
Christ.
coconut.
Oh, mother of God.
It's so good.
Hints of coconut.
It's fucking delicious, and it's East Coast local bitches, like
Damn right.
5 minutes down the street.
Yeah, it does have hints of coconut to it.
It does.
I'm gonna get
I
some
still
in just a
have
moment.
2 or 3 bottles of that at home.
Yeah,
I've got two left.
I've got
two
a
left
full
of
bottle
this.
left at home.
It's just so fucking good. Hardywood, like I like a lot of their beers throughout the year, but when November hits and the first gingerbread stout comes out, it's on through the end of the year because they're all fucking good except for the rum. I don't like the rum.
The rum one is it? I don't mind the rum one.
I like the rum.
You make bad choices. It's cool. I don't like the rum barrel.
It's true. It's true.
It's not good, but bourbon barrel regular GBS, the bourbon barrel coffee GBS, the regular coffee GBS, and the regular GBS are all fucking
And
phenomenal.
GBS for the non-knowers of Hardywood.
Gingerbread stout.
There you go.
Which I said gingerbread stout previously. I don't think all our listeners are idiots.
Well,
and all of a sudden I see the viewer numbers just dropping.
Acronyms, people. Acronyms. Anyway.
It's gonna be okay. I like just your job on this podcast is to just berate our listeners.
I mean, I'm good at it, right?
It happens at the beginning of every episode. Is like, and fuck off if you don't like it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know what you're getting into, okay? You know what you're getting into. No complaints. Go pee your pants somewhere else.
And on that note, Bruce, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Excellent.
I'm also drinking.
No, I just like that you're mad at an imaginary listener that hasn't said anything to you.
I'm centering it towards this mic. All right, the anger is just going to the mic.
It's the angry black man coming out in him.
You're
obvious. Way to go. Context clues.
You're preemptive
hey,
striking.
For just the listeners, not the viewers.
You're preemptive striking the situation, just in case somebody is questioning what GBS stands for. You can go set yourself on fire. Is basically what you're saying.
Can you record that though? Because I want to see it. With a tagline: "I didn't know what GBS stood for." Burning. Awesome. Great. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to see some YouTube video that's getting a ton of hits, and it says that, and we're like, oh.
Like, can I love this? Can I love this?
No, delete episode. Erase
the long lost Logan episode
now. Also drinking another East Coast local beer. It's from Seven Arrows Brewing Company. It's called Three Ridges. It's a relatively new brewery in Waynesboro, Virginia.
Oh, I went to high school there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that like proud of it.
No,
that's
you shouldn't
say you were. Why are you getting so defensive?
Because I went to high school at Waynesboro. I didn't learn social skills at all when I was there.
No. Plus, it's like land of the GED.
I mean, shit.
No, Waynesboro, when I went there, was the highest per capita in all of Virginia for teen pregnancy. Like the reason why
it's all Hobbit's fault.
No, they just didn't know better. They didn't know better.
If you remember the beginning of the episode where I talked about the kids I don't like to talk about,
Half of Wayne's World's a bunch of little hobbits walking around.
listen,
No shit, right?
my class had a bell curve, and the more chicks that I knocked up and knocked out of the class, the better the bell curve worked for me. So.
This is their take on a Vienna lager. And I got to say, you're in pretty close proximity to the people who make a good Vienna lager. And after drinking through a 6-pack of this, you're a little too hoppy, guys, on the Vienna lager side.
I would agree.
This is my 4th one, and I'm a little, like Vienna lager, I could drink a 12-pack of that all the way through and love every single one I drink. This, like
I said, it ain't no devil's backbone.
It's not devil's backbone, guys.
No.
So, tighten it up or keep it the same way, and maybe people that don't have like taste buds will like this better than devil's backbone.
No, I would tend to disagree. That's a little bit harsh, which
I am very harsh.
That is true.
That's what she said.
I like Devil's Backbone because of the smoothness and the sessionability of it. But if somebody has a little bit, they want to do kind of that style lager, but they like a little bit of hop.
If they like IPAs, they would love this.
If you're more of a pale ale type of person, but you want to try something a little bit different, this might be a nice in between for you. So it's more just that you're not the person that is focused.
Okay, because
towards.
Hobbits acting like I'm making everyone butt hurt. If you like IPAs and you want to branch over into lagers, this would work for you. It's not my cup of tea because I hate IPAs. I like my taste buds.
Is this the equivalent of you like shaking hands and making up with them right now?
Close you're getting. It's close as close as
I'm sorry, I didn't mean all the negative things.
He's Judge Dredding over here. I am the law.
Yeah. Pretty much, and anthraxing at the same time.
Yeah.
So sorry if I offended anybody. And if I say anything else in the next 40 minutes that offends you, I'm apologizing now because I'm not doing it at the end of the episode.
No, I mean...
You, if anybody, can just say fuck you to whoever. You literally say at the beginning of every podcast, all right? I don't know why you're apologizing now.
You don't need to apologize to anybody.
Feel bad. He's making me feel like I'm saying something wrong.
I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. If you're feeling bad, that means that you have some like deep-seated guilt that you're trying to get through.
No, not at all. It's because you felt the need to go around what I said and explain what I said.
I just had a difference of opinion, sir.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's what that was.
So it wasn't the listener's opinion.
This is now a therapy.
Opinion.
It was my personal difference of opinion.
Then I take away everything I just said. It was Hobbit's deal.
All right, so that is the second share that we're doing tonight. We have a third too, don't we? Or what do you?
Oh, I haven't. Yeah, we should try that.
Yeah.
So what did Danwich bring?
So this is a triple.
Triple IPA.
Yes, and it's called "Now I Am Death, Destroyer of Worlds," by Adroit Theory Brewing Company.
That's a
East Coast Loco.
That's a brewery that Mr. Crump, one of our regular panelists, and I went to a couple weeks ago
for his birthday.
And it's metal as fuck. Like the beers that they have there are like Death of Cthulhu. All I see is Carrion.
Show the bottle.
Now I am become
so
Death Destroyer of Worlds. Like,
the
this
bottle
is
itself is just
like
that's dark.
I mean, that's
fucking
metal as shit.
And to all our viewers, sorry you had to see me the whole time.
There's 2 cameras. It's okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
The thing is, I will go to a metal brewery if their beer is like just decent but not great. But just about they have a lot more than just IPAs. I'm not a big IPA guy, and they had plenty of dark beers for us to taste, and all of them were out of the park amazing.
Yeah, and
they make amazing beers. I would suggest if you have a chance to try any of the stuff from Adroit Theory, or Adroit Theory, is that what it is?
I think that's how it's pronounced. Yeah,
Adroit
Adroit Theory.
They're out of not that far from Winchester, I want to say, but they're fucking great.
And they actually have pairings on the bottle too.
That's cool.
It's actually got a food pairing, so it actually says that this is best with ghost chili pepper beef deckle.
The fuck?
I don't know. I'm just reading.
That's their suggestion, by the way.
Can't they just say like red meat?
Yeah. It also has cheese on here too. So
you can drink that while you're sitting on the toilet shitting yourself.
Yeah,
apparently.
It's got a Fiscalini
Enjoy
bandage
this while you're on the
cheddar.
toilet.
Good with
and then
Skittles.
also there's a cigar. It recommends Monte Cristo No. 2s for a cigar. With that.
Hey, okay, I like the
So
cigar.
I can definitely get behind that.
There's a lot of breweries in that area, and there's also a distillery like around the corner, which is
good?
where we went in the first place. It was the
Dr. Creek.
Catoctin Creek. Yeah.
Rye whiskey.
The rye whiskey, the great distillery. It's like a half a mile from that brewery.
Oh, really? They're
Yeah,
that close?
Yeah,
Sweet.
they're right down the
Nice.
street. So there's like I don't know, like 6 or 8 breweries within like
No shit.
within like 10 miles of the place.
Is that the next Breweridge Trail thing?
You know what? Like I went to a place that's formerly a winery, but it's a winery and brewery now called Quattro Goombas because I was wearing a Mario shirt and we had to.
Because
Apparently there were only 4.
Their beer was decent. It didn't blow
There's
me
that
away,
shitty
but
IPA.
it was very solid. It was a really cool little setup they had with really salty, really shitty pizza, but it was still a lot of fun. I wouldn't be against going back up there that way. It was definitely a blast. It's just a bit of a drive from Richmond.
Shit.
And then I've also brought some El Gos or Ghost.
Ghost.
El Ghost. As in the.
He knows what that means, but he doesn't know what OSE
Whatever, man. It doesn't matter. But this is actually made out in Boulder, Colorado.
Where the hippies live.
Hey, whatever. They can smoke weed legally. I want to move to Colorado.
All right. It's actually really interesting. This is it's a German-style sour ale, but it's got lime and sea salt, so it's almost like a margarita kind of kicker to it. Pass that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let Hobbit finish that one up. I got a fresh one over here I can open.
I also need this passed down to try some of that triple IPA.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Scotty doesn't like it.
No,
Scotty
I'm not a
prefers
fucking
something that
Good.
has
It's very
a.
different.
Don't pour
Try
a
that.
lot. Just
Try that. No, hold on.
hold on.
That's actually good. It's not
love
too
it when
sour.
men just shove shit in my face for me to put down my throat.
Take it.
Yeah, I know
You
do.
love it.
So it's a normal Friday night for you.
Tuesday. Normal Tuesday.
That's not bad.
Tuesday. That's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Thank you, Bruce, for correcting me on that.
That's Avery Brewing Company, the same people that
same
did
company.
23.
Yeah.
The
El
El Goes. That's a summer drink right there.
Oh,
I
it's
could
delicious.
drink that on a patio on a
Well,
hot
and
day.
that's
Oh,
interesting.
I
It's
can't.
yeah. It's when I was talking to the guy at actually where I picked these up. We were talking about that same thing, and he was actually kind of surprised that they had it as early as they did, because it being more of a
weather,
summer
it's
one,
probably,
warmer
yeah.
weather. It's like in the fact that it's March and it still has no fucking idea what it's trying to do weather-wise here.
Yeah,
So-
no, the El Goes. I'm going to keep that in mind when it starts to get like spring, summer, because that I
Yeah.
can totally see kicking back on a Sunday afternoon on the patio.
Oh, absolutely.
Drinking like a
100
6 or
degrees outside,
100
drinking
degrees
that.
outside, drinking the
Good to
shit
go.
out of that. Absolutely.
And when I got it, I was curious as to like what citrus notes it has to it and everything. And the guy honestly was like not sure. We went on Beer Advocate and it didn't have a whole lot of detail. We checked a couple of other websites and it basically gave the same kind of details that are on the can that you see. It doesn't really tell you like what kind of fruit notes it has. It just says that it has fruit notes to it.
Nice.
Mystery
Which
fruits.
is always
It's fruity.
it's Colorado, so you know.
All right, but we got to get moving on to the actual what we're gathered here today to talk about. All things Logan.
We all gathered here today.
We are gathered here today to talk about.
Hence why I picked up
Oh, that's right.
Canadian.
Yes, you picked up Molson Canadian.
Yes. Because Logan is Canadian.
But he sounds Australian sometimes.
Only when he's singing.
You bite your tongue, young man.
Got a
You bite your tongue.
good pair of testicles down under.
See, I don't think he sounds Canadian. I think he sounds like Chandler from Friends, where he tries to over-enunciate every word, almost like he is Australian trying to do an American accent. It's weird. Like, I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is from the fictional country America's Top Hat.
Fictional?
Yeah.
Is that
Fictional, love it.
much like the word you just said?
Maybe.
Doesn't exist?
The
Maybe.
loft apartment above a really good party.
Exactly. America's Top Hat, if you will. Right here.
Fictional sounds like a wing of a house. Like, we've been house hunting. We just need to find a place with a really nice fictional on the back. No?
Shut up.
Just fucking kill yourself, man.
You just got dad joked.
Yeah, but yeah, I got Molson Canadian because, yeah,
Canada.
go out for flight.
Yeah.
There we go.
Go puck.
Give me some puck, baby. Give me some puck.
Well, in fairness, like somebody could have brought something from Mexico too. since they hit kind of like all
Well, you do have El
continents on that
Goose
one.
or whatever shit, so
The
the
He's
goose.
still bragging about how he knows what the is.
Yeah. Tell me about your fruity notes, you fruit.
Yeah, you know what L means. Congratulations.
You cultural son of a bitch, you.
You're like the guy trying to impress a girl that's bilingual in Spanish and English, being like, El gato means cat. The cat. Sorry. He already knows the. I know he's not.
San Diego, whale's vagina.
discovered in 1904 by the Germans.
By the Germans. All right, so Logan.
Yeah.
Are we still on this show?
Yeah.
Well, fuck you, Hunter. What are you drinking?
Just PBR. So
Amen.
not a
All
big
right,
deal.
so you can't argue with that.
To be fair, because Logan probably drinks PBR.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amen.
That's
Yeah,
Logan.
absolutely. So, going into the second half, let's talk about a little bit the comparisons between the book,
Yeah.
Old Man
Yes.
Logan.
Oh
which
my God! Yes.
A lot of this is based on. Now, I got to say, it's not just Old Man Logan. It's also Death of Wolverine that they pull some stuff from as well.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah,
But the biggest difference between the book and the movie, Venom is not on a T-Rex.
No.
Well, Venom is Sony anyway, so
no. If you look really closely, there's a scene when they're traveling where if you look off into the background,
where they escape the Reavers, the train is going by, and in the background you see the T-Rex running
you
with
just see
Venom
like
on
a
it.
silhouette of a dinosaur.
Now, one thing I could say that was a little misleading with the trailer was they're showing a lot of his compound where the silo with Professor X. So I was thinking connection to the comic was going to be more of a post-apocalyptic kind of setting.
Sure.
Yes.
Where the movie, that's about it, is where he's keeping Professor X.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
For me, one of the biggest things was how they led into where all the other mutants went. Because in the comic, Wolverine
takes care of it himself.
He just kills them all because he thinks
was it
they're
Mysterio, I think?
Mysterio.
Yeah, Spider-Man villain.
He thought they were all villains.
Yeah.
And at the X Mansion, and he goes in and just starts killing. And while he's killing them, he realizes, oh shit,
yeah,
they're fucking not super villains.
I think, you know what?
You know?
Like, considering the fact that they don't have access to Mysterio because it goes along with Sony and everything, and even though they're playing nice now, it's just a weird character to pull in without any build up towards it.
Yeah.
Making it the responsibility of an incontinent Professor X gives it so much more weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and the guilt when he starts to recognize, like, especially the scene like where he's in bed and he starts to remember all the stuff.
I was gonna say, I haven't finished. I was going to say, the cool thing was they put it on Professor X's shoulders.
Yeah.
That he did it. But I got interrupted by Hobbit, so.
Yeah, it happened.
Well, I was going to say, you kind of have a preview of that with X-Men 2, where when they switch it up and he's pretty much attacking all the mutants, I mean, he had the ability to just kind of fuck everybody up.
Yeah,
so the possibility of him just taking out the X-Men with just having, what happened.
Seizure.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Well, when they build it, when the one doctor guy actually says that it's like Alzheimer's, so you have no idea. You have the worst possible
disease
for the most powerful mind in this universe, and the worst part is and they say this for a lot of Alzheimer's patients, is that when the Alzheimer's patient realizes what's happening and he's actually conscious of what is going on, and when you see that in Professor X's face, like as far as we know, when they say it's the 600, as far as we know, he killed all of his students after those decades of building the school.
Yeah.
The type of shit that's going through that man's head is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Well, imagine the seizure having Professor X from Logan getting hooked up to Cerebro in his state.
Oh my God.
They talk about him not hooked up to Cerebro is now considered a weapon of mass destruction. He's hooked up to Cerebro. Mutants, people, like every living thing on the face of the earth, done.
Yeah.
Just fucking done.
If he was in that state and they hooked him up to Cerebro, Apocalypse wouldn't have shit on his on magnifying his powers.
No.
That wouldn't even have touched the level of damage he would have done.
No way.
Like,
no.
Woo!
God damn.
Which kind of speaks to the control that he was trying to teach Jean Grey in previous movies and in the comics as well. Is that
Like X3?
Oh God.
But it also shows that like the unbridled power where there isn't any control involved with it is so much stronger. It's just undirected, which makes it really dangerous. Undirected power from Charles Xavier is fucking terrifying.
Yes.
And you show the responsibility, because honestly, the easy solution would be Logan just pretty much kill Professor X.
Yeah.
Just
But he's
murder the
taking
shit
care
out of him.
He's a fucking limo driver, and he was trying to protect a limo, and so he could pay the bills to keep Professor X alive. Yeah.
Well, see, that to me that touches more on what happened more in the comics, because they touch on it in the movies throughout the various X-Men, but in the comics there's so much more going on between Xavier and Logan when he's trying to heal his mind, finding out that all these different people have erased his memories and done different stuff, that there's a real bond, at least in the comics, and they show it in this movie between Xavier and Logan, of just like, there's more than just like we fight on a team together against the bad guys. We've been in each other's heads, and no, go right on ahead.
There's a huge bond there that goes beyond mentor and whatever. But
exactly.
I was gonna say one of the hugest differences were the missing characters because of studio rights. I mean, you had Hulk, you had Hawkeye that he traveled with across the desert.
Well, yeah, we are comparing the book. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
And there's a lot of huge characters missing because of studios.
Yeah.
Just anybody that hasn't read the Logan book, it's pretty much supervillains set up and take out.
Sure. Yeah.
No, but even speaking to the human element, I mean, there's a scene, in the house with the Prince of Soul Glow himself.
Yeah.
Right? Where they happen across a family, and it's like, oh yeah, this is my dad.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like Logan, his father, and his daughter.
Yeah.
So I mean, that speaks volumes
it
as far
crosses
as
that
family
line
goes.
into what actually should be. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna, and also when Professor X stops Logan when he puts in the bed, he's like, this is what it's like to have a family. You need to take a second and feel it. You need to. He told him to literally stop and feel.
Yeah.
What his surroundings and feel what this is like.
But to be fair, the minute that Xavier was just like, this is like the best night that I've had as long as I can remember, I was like, oh, he's about to die.
No shit, right?
That was like the ultimate foreshadowing of just like, oh shit, something's about to go down.
Because,
God
in that
damn
kind of movie, it's not like, and then they get in the car and they have a leisurely drive to Canada.
They see the sunrise.
Yeah,
and just
X-24 murders a show.
That's the thing, is like when he said, it's like, this has been one of the best nights I've had, and as far as I can remember, I'm like, you've got maybe 2 minutes. Like, that's that's it. Like,
yeah, this doesn't turn into Little Miss Sunshine. This doesn't.
No.
This is foreshadowing. Oh God, you said that, didn't you?
We're like,
God.
where Logan gets in like a VW bus,
Yeah.
and then he's like wheeling next to it, like, hey, slow down, I'm trying to get in.
Don't pop the clutch yet. Don't pop the clutch.
X-23 finds out she's colorblind and can't be in the Air Force.
She just murders everyone. It's okay though.
Yeah,
and then Logan joins like a little kid's like
they all get on the
competition
stage afterwards.
Would they make Caliban the Steve Carell character of just like the mopey, sad?
I mean, because he kind of was.
I can't go out the
It goes
sun.
hand in hand.
Because let's be fair, even though Logan talked about in the movie about killing himself with the adamantium bullet, the person that definitely wanted to kill himself way harder was Caliban.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're that much of an albino, wouldn't you?
We just lost our albino.
Yeah.
But no, think about it. Like, he's basically a vampire without any of the cool shit that comes with it.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you're a vampire, but okay, granted, you don't have to like suck people's blood, so that's kind of
So
cool
you don't
for
get you don't get the fangs.
You don't get the fangs. You don't get the like the charisma and the like making people
But you
like
can
feel.
smell shit really good.
You can
right.
you can smell good, and you can't be outside for more than half of the
You
day.
can sniff out.
No, for like 5
Yeah.
seconds. As soon as they
No,
like
I mean
bust
no, for
open-
like for more than half the day, you can't be outside at all. Like, you have to be like, you have to live in a hole, basically.
His mutant power is he can suggest where to go to find people. Like, go to Vegas. They might be there. Like, Isn't that kind of obvious?
So
That's
your
a
mutant power is that you're the information booth at a mall.
Pretty much.
Have
you tried Vegas?
You want to know the worst part? If you read the comics, Caliban actually at one point was one of the horsemen for Apocalypse.
He was, yes.
He was in Age of Apocalypse.
Well, that too, yes.
Now, I read into why he showed up there, and it's not in continuity for him being in Logan. And
No.
what it comes to is it's not the same character. There was a miscommunication when they were setting up all the different X-Men movies on who was going to be in what movie. Caliban was used very briefly in Age of Apocalypse
Right.
as a direction with Psylocke and stuff as like in that
Well,
scene.
he was used appropriately. Let's say that
He was
much.
used appropriately
Yes.
to guide Apocalypse towards other mutants, or
Right.
mainly Metallica listening Angel.
Whatever,
who's,
dude.
like,
If Horseman was playing, I don't give a
fucked
shit.
up and
That's,
Whatever, man.
yeah, I
Shit
dug
was
it.
awesome.
I dug it.
But he's in that movie, and it's not the same Caliban. They just misspoke to each other. They weren't sure
But
what movie is going to be
actually,
in. So
in a way, though, in Logan,
different actor.
Is it? I
It-
thought
it's-
Steven-
no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
different
completely
actor.
different
Merchant was
actor.
in.
No,
No.
but in a way
This-
they
this
do
guy
kind of
looked more
cover
like
that
Victor
because they,
Zsasz.
and actually in Logan they do talk about how he works for the company, finding the mutants for them to get the
He did back
DNA
in
and
the day,
everything.
yeah.
So technically, it could be a proper connection that he just ended up working for the man, so to say.
Except that he's older than
You shut your fucking mouth.
He's
How about
older
that?
Caliban in the
Apocalypse.
80s than
Yeah.
he was like. So apparently Caliban also Benjamin Buttons as well.
Hey, that could be a
Caliban
sub
button?
mutant power.
That-
all right,
that's a secondary
sub-
power is he's Brad Pitt.
exactly.
So it's Caliban Button? Is that what we're
Caliban button. There you
We
go.
just call him CB.
Well, he does
that's,
call.
That's the name of the episode. It's no, it's just
Caliban Button.
the Adventures of Caliban Button.
Holy
And we're fucked.
anyway, any other big differences between the movie and the comic? I mean, we kind of named some big ones.
I mean,
Well,
Logan,
was stop
Logan had a
action.
family and
That's
Logan.
yeah.
yeah.
He was
Yeah.
well, and then I mean, like someone mentioned as well, like the supervillains had divided up America, basically, but also the Hulk family.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
again, with the franchise issues that have been happening with Marvel, Sony, Fox, and
That's
all
fucking
that.
up a lot of shit, man.
It is.
It's really
because
fucking up
you know
shit.
how badass that would have been for even X-23 to take on one of the Hulk inbred
Dude.
motherfuckers or something. God damn, that
But
would have been
seriously,
awesome.
think about it.
Or
All, right?
proceed
All
like
the
that.
shit that's in Old Man Logan, like at that point, they crossed a lot of storylines, and
Yeah.
and because of studio bullshit, we can't get that in a film.
Right.
Literally in the comic, they have a place on the map called Pym Falls. And what it is when Hank Pym got killed as Giant Man, they made a highway go through his fucking head because they couldn't move the body. Kind of wanted to see that shit on film. I'm just saying, like,
You're supposed to see Michael
Hey,
Douglas
kids.
like dead.
hey kids, look, it's
A
Hank Pym's
giant
head.
Michael Douglas head with a tunnel through it and the venom on a T-Rex running behind it.
Wait, wasn't that in like
perfect.
one of his '80s movies, like Romancing the Stone or some shit?
Hey, this ain't no Jewel of the Nile, bitch. All right?
No, seriously, I think the biggest thing with that was one of the biggest differences for those movie to comic was due to studio bullshit because the comic
Right.
had so much in it, so
Oh.
much cross stuff.
There's
that,
no
like,
way you would have gotten Red Skull or any
Red
like-
Skull-
But it's
Well-
because of studios. It's not because it couldn't be done. It could have been done.
It's also because it's only a 2-hour movie.
No, it's actually 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, the extra 20
Fuck
minutes
you.
with Red Skull the entire time.
Hey.
Don't fuck me. Fuck yourself.
But also part of it is like that Marvel deals with the same thing that a lot of their like Civil War, for example, they weren't able to do Civil War the same way as the comics.
That's a grandiose scale compared to Old Man
that's
Logan.
No, but
huge,
think about
yeah.
how much the Fantastic Four were involved in Civil War, how much Spider-Man was,
Punisher.
Punisher was
Punisher,
heavily
yeah.
a part of it.
But that's Fox's fault. I'm sorry, dude, but like
No.
but Sony was able to put their ego aside to work along with Marvel.
The moneymaker? Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, no,
absolutely.
yeah.
So
that was
why not do
that was not fucking ego. I'm
No.
sorry. They looked at fucking I'm Electro and they're like, oh fuck. And then followed by I'm the Rhino. And they're like, yeah, no, okay, cool. So they paid $1. They had to pay some money to make the agreement legally binding.
Right.
So they paid $1 to form the agreement to cross-use the licensed characters that they had. So Spider-Man can now use shit that Sony produces from the Marvel Universe and vice versa for $1 because business. It's not about like being the bigger man or being like or pushing aside your pride.
What makes fucking money?
They're making
Well, no,
money.
because Sony
Yeah.
Sony was hemorrhaging money. So I mean, it
That's
makes
what I mean.
absolute it makes absolute
Well,
sense.
Sony
but
gave up.
Part,
no, Sony did give up.
Well, part of that deal was also like the reason why it even took as long as it did was because the deal was working out the percentages of who makes what at the end of everything after it's done. That was the biggest the biggest workout of that whole deal.
Yeah.
So,
it's kind of a hard turn, but I mean,
we're on the second half. We
Yeah.
got.
I mean, there are some more differences, but we covered pretty much all the major ones. Do you have another one?
well, I was gonna say to go along with your hard turn is that originally the film was called Old Man Logan. It is just called Logan now. They did stray away from the, if you want to say source material, they just called it canon. Yeah, they just called it Logan. Originally it was called Old Man Logan, which a lot of people were looking for.
If they called it that, I would have been pissed of what.
Oh, exactly.
That would have made a whole different view of the movie.
But they officially changed the title to just Logan, which I thought was perfect.
That was
it
a
was
good call.
It was a smart move.
That was a good call.
It was a smart move.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was.
But
a great call.
I just wanted to reinforce that.
I
with
didn't know
you.
that either. So that's
Originally it was supposed to be called Old Man Logan.
Okay, we're really short on time.
I was going to
so-
say one of the biggest things is what do you guys feel as far as this is going back to the most human X-Men? Just a brief hit on that. Do you
Yeah,
feel like-
I'd agree that this is probably the most humanistic X-Men, or honestly, like straight down, not even just Marvel, not even just X-Men, like superhero movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the
general,
most
superhero movie.
In general,
Yeah.
one of the most human superhero movies that I've ever seen.
It's like, think
Dare I
about
say
it, guys.
more
like,
realistic?
You see Wolverine pretty much as human because the adamantium is killing him, and he's losing his healing power. So when he gets hurt, he's fucking wrecked. And
well, it's not even just if you look at all the problems that are existing in this movie are something that
Human
you
problems.
can relate to, aside from like unmanned tanker trucks trying to run you off the road because a sugar company wants to kill you. Okay, less that, but you've got incontinent dad that yells about Taco Bell and runs after you. Runs after you in his wheelchair and doesn't know who you are, and then you settle him down as like, I always know who you are, I just don't recognize you. Where like always knows who Logan is, just doesn't know that that's Logan that's fucking with him. So incontinent dad, that's got to be like so heartbreaking to anybody that has to deal with that. And even the Taco Bell thing, like as I'm thinking of it, is like I was laughing, but it's like people are dealing with this.
Yeah.
Like as we speak, watching this here and laughing, there are people that are dealing with that exact situation at home.
Absolutely, yes, yes.
And then also illegitimate daughter and trying to form a relationship when you're not really feeling like you're the person that's got the tools necessary to be a father figure, and seeing themselves yourself in them and finding that connection, but also really not knowing how to handle it. And I mean, there's
no idea. He had no idea.
There's
how to deal
so
with
much
it.
humanity in this movie.
If you took out just the superhero aspects of this would still be an amazing movie about the end of life, about having to deal with all sorts of different problems that most families do have to deal with, whether it being an older generation or younger generation that doesn't quite understand who you are. And it's just take that superhero aspect out, it's still amazing.
Yeah.
And leading off that, I totally agree with what Bruce just said. The superhero aspect that's in the movie, aside, Professor X is kind of exaggerated because he's has Alzheimer's, he's having seizures, so you see his power magnified due to that. But if you look at Logan, which is what the movie's about, you see that his powers are dwindling. The little bit of berserker we get is just enough when
he amps up.
It's just enough to let you know the rage is there.
So anything
It's
that
still
made
in
him
there.
special came out of a bottle? Is that what you're saying?
So he's
Because
enhanced.
He went against X-24 and rocked his fucking world before he got fucked up without
Not
a
as
bottle.
much as X-23, who was like...
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that with this movie, you look at all the other X-Men movies, everyone obviously knows Wolverine, so they try to focus on him and his fucking scenes and letting everybody know he goes crazy as fuck, right? This movie gave you just enough of the berserker that we know and love.
Yes.
This is the only movie I've walked away from with Wolverine in it, and I've been like, I want more. I've always felt satiated in the past. They did this right where you just get enough here and there of what you want, but you left the theater wanting more.
Well, in combination with that, because that was like, you get the ultimate berserker where he's like pissed, even though he needs assistance for it, but he does it. You get the full-on berserker, but what you got to remember is that this is also, like, I took a lot of it as like, this is a movie on reflection for Logan. Remember, this motherfucker is like, at this point in this movie, it's 2029.
He's 300 years old. He is 300 years old.
Yeah, he's about 300 years old. So look at X-24. You want to, and this is, I pointed to Mike at this point, but I didn't say it because I wanted to save it for this. X-24 is his reflection of what, if you know Logan from the comics and everything, that's his past. Mm-hmm. His younger, where it was nothing but rage-filled shit, but he's had to live the past 300 years and see everyone he knows and loves die.
And by his hand.
By his hand. If you go by the comic, yes.
Well, a lot of people compare this to like kind of like a Western, and specifically Unforgiven. Where
and
Logan...
also Shane. I mean,
they brought Shane into the movie.
Yeah.
It was a movie within the
X-23
movie.
Quotes that shit.
I love all the other kids at the gravesite looking like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, just so confused.
But specifically, if anybody's watched Unforgiven, I mean, at that point, Clint Eastwood's killed a shitload of motherfuckers. It's his last kind of hurrah. And the movie kind of compares to that in that way. Like, it's not specifically a Western, but it plays like a Western. Or like a Lone Wolf and Cub type of...
absolutely.
Yeah.
It does.
It's because Lone Wolf and Cub, there's the whole thing of either you join your mother or you join me. And obviously we know where X-23 stands. And you, by the end of that movie where you see them, like, working off each other and, like, he's just like, you'll know it when I do it. Like what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. By that point, they're just clicking off each other, and it works so smooth.
So, I mean, it's not as strong as, say, like, like a Wolverine Origins or anything like that. I'm sorry.
Dude, we're not talking about the movie.
Fuck you.
And honestly,
fuck your face.
Doing it on purpose now.
We touched a little bit on the Wolverine origins. We're not going to have time to get into it, and I think it's probably better because
don't touch me.
I'll be honest. That was just to fuck with.
One last little thing before we go. Now we're not going to have time to talk about Deadpool, the teaser that happened. No. But what we're gonna do is, for all of our viewers that are watching, we're gonna do our final take on Logan, do the outro, then come back for a couple minutes to talk about Deadpool exclusively. We're gonna release that as a little nugget, talking about the on the audio, a separate thing from the podcast episode to come out. But anybody that watches live is gonna get it right now. It's going to come out.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So what I'm saying is, everybody watching, we're going to talk about the Deadpool teaser after the credits. So stick around. We're doing a stinger, just like Marvel does stingers, just like we didn't get on fucking.
Oh my God!
Hold on. But what we did get was we got the motherfucking Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
Rolling out. Hey. Perfect ending to that fucking movie.
Damn right.
Perfect. That song embodies that fucking movie.
Speaking of endings, this is apparently the last Wolverine movie for Hugh
Jackman.
Yep.
Yes.
And honestly, most likely the last time we're going to see Patrick Stewart as Professor X as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've heard rumors.
Worse?
I've heard rumors that he might actually come back for another one.
There was talk that if there was going to be a crossover with Deadpool and Wolverine, that he would be interested in doing that, because I think in that circumstance it would be more of a cameo than a carrying part.
Well, yeah.
So he would cameo the fuck out of it, just like I'm sure Robert Downey would step in as Tony Stark as a cameo. But going into, they're obviously going to recast Wolverine. It's such a powerful character. There's no way that they're going to end it, and there's never going to be anybody playing the character again. Hugh Jackman himself suggested a very well-known Bollywood actor to play the role, whose name escapes me at this point because drinking and also like
Bollywood actor.
I don't know him that well.
You don't know his name?
Well, because we're in this little America bubble, and we don't pay attention to actors that aren't in American films. So I don't know his name offhand. I've seen him in Bollywood films because I'm friends with Anthony and Jody. And he's fantastic. But that was his suggestion, which I thought was a really cool, like, kind of like sidearm curve kind of situation to who would a Bollywood actor to play Wolverine. That's so a Canadian Indian Wolverine, Australian.
Yeah, you got to keep the Aussie in there somewhere. All right, you know.
But g'day, mate. Thank you. Come again.
Who would you think would be a nice person, a good actor to play Wolverine?
Let him hit the weight room and get his size back like he's done so many times. Motherfucking Tom Hardy. I am all in for him. Fucking
absolutely. Yeah, I could see that all day long. Any other?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was about to say he's the next.
Damn you, Lowdown.
To be honest, back in the late 90s,
really.
when you were first hearing about the X-Men movie being made and Wolverine was going to be there, you know, they teased about Danzig being Wolverine.
No.
No. At that time, you were stoked.
17 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Well, 17 years ago.
Have you seen Danzig lately?
Yeah, right. I don't want those man tits on stage.
I want to see a Funny or Die where they do nowadays Danzig as Old Man Logan.
Is he carrying the kitty litter at the time? Or?
As long as he keeps the belt buckle, that's all.
I remember when they were talking about Kurt Russell. Because of Snake Plissken and kind of like where it would be. Just
he can't be Star-Lord's daddy and also Logan.
Right.
Yeah. Whoa. Is that? I mean, we had same guy played Johnny Storm to play Captain America.
Oh, okay. Shitty movie, good movie.
No, totally agreed.
We're talking good movie, not shitty movie, good movie. So it's different. Oh. It's different.
Just no love.
The Fantastic Four movies kind of just always go by the wayside. Is like toilet paper. And you just flush them away. You just flush them away.
Yeah. What about the guy that played Jax in Sons of Anarchy?
I was thinking that actually.
I don't know if I could take his acting as Logan.
I don't think Logan has the gangsta walk like he does.
I was about to say that. He never goes away. He always has it.
I don't think Logan wears Air Force Ones either. just saying.
He might have in the 80s. I don't know.
I don't think that Logan sags his pants either.
No.
He doesn't wear Junkos.
Have we seen him with black hair? You have to dye everything.
That is true. Yeah.
He might look completely fucking retarded with black hair.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true. But I'm saying we stick with Tom Hardy.
I am all for that. That man, man crush all the way, bro.
Done.
Kicks ass.
I bring him up almost every episode, but I will agree that he's not the right choice.
Shut the fuck up, Hop. Okay,
Jay Baruchel
anybody else
not,
have a different idea for
not the right
Jay Baruchel
is not the right choice.
I'm trying to say his fucking name. You guys let into that. Why didn't you help me not make that happen?
I'm just saying
because you're supposed to pull in the reins.
I didn't know he was going to pull that shit.
I started looking at you guys to keep talking that so he could be drowned
our
out.
fans are used to me bringing him up.
So
I wanted them to know
stop.
That I don't think that is the right choice for him. Now, Caliban, on the other hand,
yes, he could play a whiny, sniveling little turncoat bitch. Yes, he could do that.
With a dumb Canadian tattoo.
McLovin could do that better. I'm sorry.
Good job. Yes. So everyone is used to him bringing that up. And, by you bringing it up so much, you're probably going to turn more people away from anything he does because you're tired of hearing you fucking talk about him.
Is that how it's going to happen?
That's probably not.
Yeah,
or
exactly
maybe most of the world isn't as angry as you, and they're not going to give a shit.
Trump is president. I don't agree with that statement. Okay. Have you seen the tourism rates drop?
Okay. On that note.
But they're going to be huge.
On that note, we are done with this episode of Geeks Under the Influence. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Who's got the vapors?
I got the vapors.
He's got the vapors.
All right, so on that note, thank you guys again so much for listening to yet another episode of Geeks Under the Influence. This is episode 92. We were 8 episodes, 2 months away from episode 100. Woo! And we got some ideas going into episode 100. We're going to let you know once we have some stuff solidified on what we're going to do. There's going to be definitely some kind of live event thing happening. So
live nude.
So,
yes.
Check out our social media. Also,
I was preparing.
A reminder to anybody that's watching the live feed: we're gonna do the credits and then come back and then talk about the Deadpool teaser. So, it's like a stinger at the end of the credits. Stick around. But for now, follow us at GUIpodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, TuneIn. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please. Subscribers really makes a difference on how YouTube views us and puts us in the rankings for stuff. So, as always, I am Mike the Hobbit Bickett. Join us or die.
Shut the
Join us or die. Join us or die. Or I will swallow your soul. Necronomicon gives us power to rise from the dead. You play to take, our claim begins to spread. You can fight all you want, cause you felt to resist. We're here to take the world and rule with all your fists. So join us or die. Join us or die. Or I will swallow your soul.
GUIpodcast.com.
All right, I mean,
the movie deserves rage.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's
It
why
deserves nothing but rage and hate.
So you already
Like-
appreciate me adding
Yay,
the
rage.
Deadpool and then the blob into the
This is how I thrash.
All right, so we're just going to do a couple minutes talking about the Deadpool teaser. That it's the first time that I've seen like a stinger at the beginning of the movie.
No shit.
How the fuck did they get the fucking rights to Superman, man? How did they get the rights?
I was saying
That's a
Warner
good
Brothers
question.
must have been like, God damn, we need some fucking
They
money.
got the music, they got the telephone. I mean, they got everything. How'd they get
Well,
that?
all they needed was the music. The telephone booth didn't mean shit.
Yeah. But how did they get Star Wars shit too? I'm sorry. Like you actually see like
that's
Rey,
just
like,
paying
spray
money to
paint.
Lucas at that. Or
You see
Disney or
Firefly
whatever.
posters.
Firefly
but that might
posters. I
be
mean, that was
literally-
great.
Literally, they Warner Brothers released the music to the most iconic character they fucking have, to Deadpool. So
Yeah, that is
like
true.
that's kind of crazy. I mean, like
the time it takes him to fucking change, fucking, and the dude yelling in the background, that shit was so fucking hilarious, man. I was dying the whole time. You saw. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. And then he just lays on him and eats fucking ice cream.
Okay, yeah, because we need 30 seconds of Ryan Reynolds' ass.
Not just ice cream, but
That-
Cherry Garcia.
No,
Jerry
but
Garcia.
to be fair, Ryan Reynolds' ass was like a Family Guy joke where it was like really funny and then it was really weird and then it got funny again.
Truth.
Time for the cutaway.
Well, and then you bring up the whole fact of that he was like, "What the fuck is a phone booth even doing here?"
yes,
What is this?
1998.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Well, also, there's so much graffiti that I was like, my eyes were
Oh,
darting
yeah.
around
Oh,
trying to
yes.
get all the references to
you
everything.
saw the Nathan Summers coming soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's I
'Cause
saw
that was
on
like-
that. I was like,
Now explain
bam.
to the listeners, Nathan
Who
Summers.
Nathan
Yeah,
Summers
yeah,
is.
yeah.
If you don't know, it's fucking Cable. So
Yeah.
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 Which I mean, they've already done.
Yell at him, Hobbit. Fucking yell at him.
yeah, yell at the white man. I dare you.
That's right. They deserve it.
No, that's what's happening now, and I'm cool with it.
Yelling at the white man, you okay?
I'm
with it?
so okay with it. Because
I
honestly, I want to yell at most of the white men, and if it's like I get all the minorities that are doing it too, I'm like,
I can be one of the cool kids now.
I have a question for Kyle.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, shit.
I'll answer for Kyle.
Wait, no. If you're putting your arm up like that,
This is
shouldn't
why
that be
we're
for
never
Groot?
going to do an after episode thing ever again.
Ask Kyle the question.
What
Come
the
on.
funny is that they missed the whole thing of what me and you were doing just a minute ago.
Oh no, that was all on video.
No. I'm talking about these guys here
Oh
with
no,
us.
we were watching it.
Okay.
We were
good.
I
watching
saw
it.
it.
Going, oh,
I'm
Jesus.
sitting right next to you. Okay.
I sit next to you, but I ignore you.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah, well, you know.
If everyone does it, there might be a reason.
It's because you're not wearing the Wolverine mask. Nobody would be ignoring you.
Exactly. We all thought you were so cute. So cute.
But now,
all right.
no.
So that Deadpool teaser, like back to
Perfect.
it. I love that.
I'll say that.
It was obviously not giving anything away to the movie aside from the fact that Cable's going to be in it.
Yeah.
This was something that was set up to be basically kind of a nod to the fact that there's this weird meta thing happening between Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yes.
And aren't they going to like meet up at some point? I would actually be surprised if Hugh Jackman didn't cameo, even if he wasn't Wolverine, cameo in the next Deadpool movie. Like it would be incredibly surprising because he has fun with it too.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing is that officially, I use the quotes, officially Hugh Jackman says that Wolverine will not be in a Deadpool movie, blah, blah, blah. But if he plays himself as Hugh Jackman or something like that.
It's a fourth wall thing.
Exactly.
That's exactly where I was going. I was like, it's going to be Hugh Jackman playing Hugh Jackman or Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine.
Right,
Maybe.
Something, yeah,
Something
like
that.
on some like random movie set or something.
Yeah, like
exactly.
he gets on a fight on rooftops and goes through a window, and it's like it's X-Men 3 where the Sentinel head is rolling in the danger room or something and rolls in.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman,
like
very Aussie, is like, what the fuck, man?
Or it's like in like the one of the Night at the Museum movies that he was in, where he actually like did
like
the
a
whole
wax
Wolverine
statue
thing.
or something.
No, he was like playing in like a like some sort of Shakespeare play. But then But then he did the whole Wolverine thing, and the guy was just kind of like,
It was like the first one.
Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like the third one.
Yep.
All right, I'll watch out with Night Museum.
But like what I was gonna say though is
kids, man, come on.
the thing that I thought that was
Right.
really interesting, or at least rumors that I've heard so far, is that possibly Russell Crowe is the most recent discussion for Cable.
Last I heard was the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
The cop from Stranger Things.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, whoa.
No, and it's not even a rumor. He did screen test for it.
All right,
As Cable.
with or without
Really?
the porn stash.
He's got the size.
Okay, let's not forget. Also, another rumor for Cable is Nathan Fillion. It's horrible. It's horrible. But because they had the 3 Firefly posters in the background, that's got to be a nod to something.
I think they're going to resurrect Ron Glass, who died last year, and make him like Cable, and it will be a big surprise to everyone.
More Adam. Well,
especially his family.
Yes.
I mean, they brought back
very much so.
They brought back Grand Moff Tarkin, so like anything's possible.
Everybody brings up Cable, but I mean, as long as the movie's as strong as the first one, I don't give a fuck who's in the movie.
True.
Honestly,
Yeah.
seriously.
I mean, come on. You don't care who plays Cable, honestly.
As long as
Let's
they
go around the
cast
table
right.
and talk about our first choice for Cable. Who we would pick as Cable. And it doesn't have to be like the best actor that can act the fuck out of Cable. Like, you can go funny.
Honestly, because the third one's never gonna fucking happen. Ron Perlman, when they initially that, I was down for that.
Yeah.
I was down like a motherfucker for that.
I was exactly going there. Who? Oh God, I can't remember the actress's name. Nah, fuck it. Just go ahead. I was going Ron Perlman first.
All right. Actually, John Cena, I think, fits it pretty well.
No.
Whoa. Hang on.
You got to be able to see Cable.
John Cena's like,
I don't see Cable being like,
Obviously, the acting chops are not there. I think
No,
as far
they're not.
I'm saying
shit.
from a physical standpoint, I think he actually fits the bill pretty well.
okay.
Physically, okay, I'll give you that.
So that's the only
He's
reason that
also
I'm
like
mentioning him at
12.
all.
So like, he doesn't really work with like the gray-haired.
No, I've even
mutant.
heard people talk about Kevin Nash possibly doing it. I mean, he did the
Yeah,
Russian in the
yeah,
first.
Yeah. I go with it was one of the earlier rumors of the guy from Avatar, the military
Damn it,
leader.
I was just
Stephen
Lang.
Don't breathe.
Yes,
Don't breathe.
yes.
Yeah,
He would be awesome.
Stephen
He would
Lang.
be awesome.
It was also
between him-
Ike Clanton.
Yeah, he wouldn't be a bad choice. The problem, the issue I have there is not an issue with him specifically. It's just I don't know how he plays a straight man against a comedic character. I've not seen that yet, so I don't really know how he'd be able to bounce off of, because Cable is the straight man in that duo.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. But there's a certain level of comedy that's necessary in a straight man to basically lead into the jokes for the funny guy.
He was also in Into the Badlands too.
I didn't finish that series.
I didn't finish that yet.
Season 2 starts
soon. Very soon.
Next week.
Yeah, actually,
Stephen Lang would have been the best one. The one weird one they brought up was Pierce Bronson. I don't
No!
know.
I don't see that at all.
No.
That seemed really
The
fucking
only
weird.
thing that Pierce Brosnan has on that is he has a proper facial structure, because if you look at the people, where they always play with like the picture, like the Photoshop
Yeah,
of
I've
it,
never seen that.
he has a good facial structure for it.
But can you
his
picture him with a
build
flat
and his
top?
acting for no, you can't build a whole thing of Cable around
I've
him.
got the perfect actor.
Oh shit!
Oh god.
The first Punisher.
No.
Wait,
Dolph
Dolph
Lundgren?
Fucking Lundgren as Cable.
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah,
You don't watch Arrow anymore. He
Did
doesn't
you,
look
did you watch The Expendables?
I understand that
He's-
he looks like he's melting. I understand.
I feel like they had to add that the character in Expendables had a drug problem just because he looked so fucked up. So I don't know if that really works.
Look,
with
if
that.
they can bring back Princess Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin, they can make Dolph Lundgren look like he's still alive, even though he's technically still alive.
Can they make Van Damme act? Because he would actually be better than Dolph Lundgren. I'm sorry.
Van Damme is like the problem is that Jean-Claude Van Damme is like 3'2". He's a tiny little man.
I don't want to see Cable doing cock punches all the time, all right? Seriously.
Also, I don't remember in the comics ever Cable like doing the splits between two Volvo Mack trucks. Like,
with his black silk underwear.
yeah, no, not.
Better silk.
Okay, I would say like the first Expendables movie era Dolph Lundgren could, or earlier, could be Cable.
So like
Still look
2008
bad.
Dolph Lundgren.
I would say He-Man, Dolph
Yes,
Lundgren, could possibly be Cable. All right,
Masters of the Universe,
Masters
Dolph
of the
Lundgren.
Universe,
Or
there you go.
Yvonne Drago, because he already has the
Okay,
flat top.
I was reaching
True,
ultimately.
true.
Universal Soldier.
I'm right along with Lowdown personally. With Ron Perlman seems like the obvious choice.
Ron
for
Perlman
me.
would be great.
Yeah.
Even though going with
He can be
I
a
forget
complete
what act-
dick
his
and
name
really
is.
hard edged, but he knows comedy. He knows how to play off of people.
He's
Look
got-
at Hellboy. Look at fucking
yeah,
Hellboy.
exactly.
That
he was,
chiseled
like,
chin,
that whole
though.
thing in
That fucking chiseled chin that
Yeah.
motherfucker
Right?
has.
Right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
he's perfect. He's a perfect.
Yeah.
Somebody
fucking
stop
choice.
wasting his talent and give him a fucking role, people. Seriously, what the fuck is... Ron Perlman's been wasted for like, what, last 6 years?
No, he's been doing. He did an Amazon series.
Oh, that's right. He did do the Amazon series.
yeah. I haven't watched that yet either.
I can't.
I heard it was good. I heard it was good.
He
but
just
yet
got
I saw-
Amazon, so he's
I-
probably going to watch
So
it soon.
You're actually the new baby, just like you got a new baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that new baby, he don't do shit, man.
Well, yes, that.
So, like, you're the new baby, right?
exactly.
Yeah, you know.
Do you
Tell
just
him,
yell at your new kid, get a job?
That J-O-B, the word of the day.
Real quick, just to kind of go back to the Deadpool trailer, just the fact that, like, as he's changing, not only do you have the slow changing process, but you hear the guy in the background being like, "Oh my God, I wish somebody, if anybody was around," and it
Anybody
continues,
fucking there?
and it just continues for like a minute and a half, and you just watch him changing, and it was fucking perfect. And the fact that, like, like that dude in the alleyway is fucked.
I wish
because
I
he's
wish I had
really
my cell
taking
phone
the
with
piss
me.
off.
Apparently,
I wish-
apparently the
it's
guy,
like I
the
totally
guy
could
that
have
died was
totally
Stan
should
Lee.
just dialed 911.
Where was Stan? I heard that
wasn't.
Stan Lee was in this cameo as well, supposedly.
I did not see him anywhere.
No,
Yeah,
and that's the
what I
ironic
thought, too.
thing.
But I was looking on the
You're
Facebooks
right.
today.
There's no Stan Lee
Yeah,
cameo.
no, but
Yeah.
I thought about that last night. I was like,
well, I'm thinking about it with the X-Men movies. I don't think it was a major like push.
No,
to
I
make
didn't
sure-
have
yeah,
it until
they-
the
yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
No,
Basically,
he
that's
was
Steven,
in.
do
He
you
was
remember
at least
his,
in X. And I hate to say it, but he was at least in X3. He was in
because
all
like
of
the
them.
scene with well, he was not in X2.
Well,
But
the thing
when
is, he's definitely in all the Marvel Studios movies, but he's
Yes.
not necessarily in all
Was
the
he-
Marvel property movies.
Was he in X-Men Origins Wolverine? I can't remember.
No.
He was definitely in the first
No, but
Fantastic
he
Four
was-
movie
Oh, yeah.
on
He was
the
in-
on the
actually-
rooftop wedding. He was a
Jesus,
general.
yeah.
No, he was he was an X3.
The after credit, yeah.
No, he was actually when they went to Jean's house when she was a kid.
Oh yeah. That's right.
So
Okay, we got to get off the fucking air because we're getting.
I think Stan Lee was the trainer for the Blob in X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to get off the fucking air. Like we're gonna continue
Wait a
this
minute,
after we're
didn't
done
he-
here.
Didn't he give Logan an ejection before
thank-
they gave him
thank
the
you guys-
anavium or something?
Thank you guys so much for listening.
you're
to
looking
I'm
for-
gonna shove his dick
the word
up
you're
your
looking
ass.
for, hey,
Okay?
the word you're looking for is
Ooh,
erection.
Yeah. Hunter's dick is going up Scott's ass.
I'm not even sure
Now-
if I.
now
I'm not
it's a
even
Friday
sure if
night.
I'm not even sure if I'm going to release this on audio. We'll find out.
Oh.
This is normally the conversation we have on the porch after we record an episode. So we shall see. But again, thank you guys so much, and I won't go through all the other shit. Thank you. Have a great night.
Shut the fuck up, Hobbit.
There it is.
Cheers.
All right. Let's just stop streaming.
Too easy, man.